everybody. Day 5. Wow, I'm excited, you guys. You guys are in for an absolute treat. You guys are in for an absolute treat. Welcome in, my team. Welcome in, everybody. What's up, Monty, Julian, David Pesioric, Angela Sandbast, Kelly, Kishon, Monty, Nas Hassan, Shalini, Todd Phillips. What's up, Todd? Tamijia, Ingram. All right. What's up, you guys? If you're here, I'm excited. We have some really cool things happening. I wanted to share with you guys. So as I'm just joining in, let's do a little, let's bring on a couple of people and just to share what's the number one biggest takeaway for from the last 4 days. So who here wants to go first? Just raise your hand and just share your one big takeaway. All right, Angela, fire away. Okay, we're going to choose 3 people. So Angela's going to go first.
Hi. Yes, I would love to share my there is always big takeaways, but I think it's the most for me have actually been the mindset shift of that I need to really retarget to go premium, a kind of I don't like charge your worth because I don't believe you can do it, but understand the value that you bring to your market, that you need to care so deeply and understand how you actually transform people's lives, and that it's actually worth more than we charge, because that is a mindset that I have been struggling with. And I love this kind of really direct approach. I have massive amount of notes. So day 1 was my absolute biggest takeaway.
Wow, that's amazing. I love it. I love it. And what are you planning to do to take massive action moving forward?
Yeah, so I actually was on a call before, but I have planned out the weekend, so I'm going to plan out my email campaign. So I'm going to really boost January and retarget. I mean, I travel alone. I'm in Sicily right now, so I'm going to work Christmas and New Year. So I have no excuse not to get this done before 1st of January. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to rewrite my dream client avatar, and I'm going to retarget right away. There is no time to wait. I'm going to do this over the holiday.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear how we can help you as well. Angela, great job on being here. And let's go to the next person. Who wants to go next? Your one big takeaway. Okay, who wants to go next? Wasim. And Wasim, hello. What's up, brother?
How you doing?
Great. Where are you from?
I'm from London.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
London, brother.
Sorry?
Wasim, what's your big takeaway?
You know, I'm a bit new to funnels in general. And so, you know, this week's just been a bit of a learning curve for me. You know, just being exposed to online marketing and, you know, all of the relevant information. So I can say I've been sort of developing a mindset through this week and being here as one of the main things. And yeah, just, you know, the importance of online marketing and entrepreneurship in today's modern time, really, and the importance of it in terms of growing your business. And yeah, I'll say that would be the main thing for me this week.
Awesome. Awesome, absolutely. Well, you're in the right place, and it all starts off with the mindset. So congratulations, Julian. What's up, buddy?
Hey. So I suppose my biggest takeaway is get paid today. I'm going to create a course, and I'm going to have the course outline made. But I think the content is going to be made live in the group coaching session. So I'm going to do that, see if I can get 10 to 15 people at a time at, I think, about 3,000 to start with. And then I'll record it, and use that as a course for others. I'll get testimonials from people who do it to use for promoting for others to promote it. And I'll probably do it as 2 days. First day will be the outline. Let's say it's on a Monday. And then on a Wednesday will be the question and answer. And then I'll do it again on a Tuesday with same thing. And then Thursday, then the next day will be a question and answer again. So I'll have 2 cohorts of 20 people total, paying me $2,000 to $3,000 over. I think I'll do a 6 to 8 week course, something like that. So that should bring me $60,000 over 6 weeks, and I'll have that as the basis to run the next one. So get paid today, and don't wait to create the course. Just get right in and do it from an outline, I think.
Awesome, buddy. Hey, let's do one more, Julian. Make sure you speak to someone from our team as well, just because we have lots of done for you templates and whatever you want to get to. Like, ladies and gentlemen, imagine if there was just a faster way. Do you guys agree with what I'm saying? Okay, imagine there was just a faster way of just getting things done. I mean, I saw Lisa Cohen. I just saw Lisa Cohen join. Lisa, she came in. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, how are you, Shaq?
Good. Lisa Cohen is from New York, and she jumped in and she's been around and she joined the challenge just like this. And she went from, just attending these 5 days, right? Lisa, you want to share your story because, you just paid in full for our $50,000 coaching program. I mean, that's amazing, right? And you came in and you've been trying so many different things, but what is it about us that you decided, I want to go all in? I want to invest in myself. I want to take massive action. By the way, first, let's all just give a big round of applause and congratulate Lisa. Okay. So Lisa, just let us know a little bit about your background, actually.
I'm from New York. I speak 6 languages. I have 3 kids. I'm managing director of a company full time. I'm actually in Florida now taking care of my mom's ill, so I'm just back and forth. But I have other businesses, but I've never been able to scale. There's always been that analysis paralysis. There's always been certain things that have gotten in my way, mainly fear, just not fear of success, because I'm fairly successful. But I kept on seeing Shaqir's name come up in Russell Brunson's challenge. I did the 30-day challenge, and the first week it was great. I was in every day, 12 o'clock, but 12 to 1 is a really hard time to manage Eastern time when you work full time. And by the 4th or 5th day, I started falling off because I had other obligations. So I started doing it at night. And then a few weeks later, it fell off. It was still in my mind. And I kept on seeing Shaqir's name come up. And I've done Cardone, Ty Lopez, I've done Tony Robbins, I've done all of them. I'm 53 years old. And something about Shaqir was very genuine, goofy, genuine, sincere. And I said, a lot of times when you see these funnels that come up, because obviously they retarget you, right? It's very smart, intuitive Facebook and all the ads. And I just kept on seeing his face, and he had a very endearing smile. And I started doing the challenge, and I know I have the capability of 10xing my income, but I needed a team to guide me, the automation. I don't lack sales skills. I know how to go out and sell. I need the automation. I need the simple builder, which I bought. If money was unlimited, I would have bought the $200,000 package because I believe so much in what they do. And I'll tell you, Reynolds and Hamza and the other people that are on here that I haven't met. So, there's Arfa, there's all these people that are so genuine and excited and not salesy. And Shaqir called me. I was sitting in a manicure pedicure on a Sunday afternoon after the challenge. And he's like, why me? Why are you interested? And I said, you're just genuine. And yeah, everybody has a reason why they're doing something. My goal isn't to make $10,000 a month. Don't get me wrong. God bless you if that's your goal. I'm 53 that I've done that. My goal is to create a lasting legacy for my children and to be able to give them a business to go into and to be able to do good things with the money that I earn. You know, I'm an observant person. I give 10% of my income. I'm very interested in helping others. And I just saw you know, Reynolds was on with me an hour ago and we finalized, believe it or not, I started this at the end of September or early October, and I finally finalized what my target audience was, because I'm in so many different businesses, and I was like, well, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that. And Reynolds was like, let's just do this and do it well, and then go to the next. And you could, if you do one thing well, you can replicate it into every other aspect of your life. So Shaqir asked me why him, and I said, because he called me on the phone. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get that type of attention from someone else. I WhatsApp him, you know, I took out a loan. I never thought of it that way to say, invest in yourself, right? We all, you know, my kids go to private school at $92,000 a year, and I never spend the money on me because everything else comes first. And it resonated with me, invest in yourself. If you invest in yourself, like an education, like college, like a trade school, it will, and you do the work. It's not overnight. I don't expect to make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 overnight. But I do expect that if I follow the process and I follow the instruction and I listen and I'm coachable, I will get to that $1 million next year and beyond. No doubt in my mind. And that's my goal for 2023, is to do $100,000 a month by the end of it. Doesn't mean that I'll get there all in 1 year, but that's my goal. So if anyone's doubting or anyone has any questions or doesn't think they're worth it, you're definitely worth it. And for me, Shaqir, Reynolds, Samin, Arfa, Hamza, all these people, and trust me, when I say I've been around a little bit, you know, and I've met really genuine people and I've met really disingenuous people. These people really want to see you succeed, because if you succeed, they succeed, right? So if you have any doubts, you can chat, you can Facebook me, you could ask me questions. I'm only doing this 3 months. I just picked up my second client. I don't even know what I'm doing for the client. They want me to do email marketing, but
A big round of applause, you guys.
you know, I don't know what I'm doing for them. Reynolds was like, well, you can't do that. And I was like, okay, we have to come up with something else, but we'll figure it out, because it comes across. If you love what you do, the money will come. Just do the work. I watch these trainings over and over again in my ear with a headphone while I'm doing other things. So I'm sorry I was so long, Shaqir, but you make me passionate and you make me excited to be successful. And if you haven't worked with any of their team, you'll be exceptionally excited, because they're all equally fantastic every single day.
I appreciate it.
I just get excited. Shit, I get excited.
Thank you.
I get excited.
Thank you, guys. How many of you can feel the passion and excitement in her voice? Yeah, let's give her a big round of applause. You know, Lisa came in and she was like, I remember she just joined us. Samin says, we love you too. Listen, she came in and she was like, hey, Shaq, I've got this idea, this idea, this idea. And I was like, whoa, this is like she's like a rocket ship. And she's like, look, I'm already making this much money. I've helped so many people in my life, but I need to choose me. How many of you are maybe mothers, fathers, and you realize you have to now choose you, right? It's like you've served the world. You've served your wife, your husband, your children, maybe your grandchildren. And now you're like, hey, let me take some time out for me. Let me go and do something I'm passionate about that really lights my soul on fire. I mean, that's what I got from Lisa. And I remember the first time we chatted, you know, she was just like, hey, I've been around, I bought so many different people's programs. And how many of you bought so many different people's programs by show of hands? Okay, well, one of the things, and it's become somewhat of a tagline, which I've now put for myself, is when you join today to work with us, consider this your last and final program. Consider me as your last mentor, okay? Because whatever challenges you have gone through in the past, me and my team will do our absolute best to help you succeed. So with that being said, I wanted to cover a few things. Excuse my
Get a glass of water.
yeah. I'm going to share with you guys.
Someone want to check on Shaqir?
Sorry, I think I muted myself. I was muting myself. How many of you would be interested in doing agency marketing? So this is like where you become like a one-person agency where you can sell other people's products and services and then make middleman or middlewoman profit. By a show of hands, anyone? Okay, a handful of you guys. Okay, and how many of you would be interested in doing affiliate marketing where you can promote maybe my stuff to other people? Requires no selling because my team will do all the selling, telling, convincing. We have automated funnels. Okay, and how many of you would love to create your own high ticket offers? Okay, cool. So I usually don't do this, but I have decided because of a handful of my clients, okay, this is, by the way, how we work, right? So a handful of my clients, for example, like Lisa, she came in and she joined the VIP Funnels Accelerator, which is essentially how do you use funnels to start up and scale up your business online. And so what I did was, I'm just going to share my screen with you before we officially start the presentation. So let me just open up my screen. And I think this will give you guys some clarity, okay? So over here, it says how to finally start and scale your own highly profitable online business using millionaire funnels. The reason why we call them millionaire funnels is these are the same funnels that me and my team use in our business. So stage one is we will teach you how to craft your own high ticket offer, okay? And what this means is step one is we're going to help you identify a niche that you can go and serve and charge people $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 or more per client. How many of you would like something like this by a show of hands? Okay, then here's what we're going to do. We're going to show you how to automate the entire process with something called funnels. And 95% of our clients, they struggle with tech, website design, funnels creation, and how to create high converting funnels. Okay, so what we've identified is, hey, instead of you trying to do it yourself, what if we gave you a fast start and then we gave you the entire funnel done with you, in some cases done for you, and we help you from beginning to end, and we coach you 5 times per week. So here's just a little summary. Okay, and when I look at this, it's almost like you can't fail. Okay, if you have a working brain, if you can type and text, if you can join a Zoom call like this and follow ABC 1, 2, 3 steps, I don't see any reason why you can't do this. Okay, so let's go over the first one. Dedicated 5 times a week live coaching with done for you funnels. So for example, you get stuck with funnels, my team and I will create it for you. 5 times a week, we talk about organic traffic, paid traffic, sales and closing training, email marketing, funnels. Every week, okay, sometimes it's monthly, but most of the time it's once a week, you get a private weekly call with myself, okay? I think in the last 3 years, I've pretty much done every single one of them. I probably missed like maybe 4 or 5, but over the last 2-ish years, I'm there every single week. Another thing is We offer a guaranteed ROI on your investment. Okay, now this is better than making money because if you don't at least make the money back that you invest into this program, then we will work with you for up to an extra 9 months. So you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. Okay, let me tell you, I've been in this game for the last 13 years. Nobody in this industry is offering this. What's more, now you know your investment is protected. Okay, so the next one is we will give you access to 3 live events or virtual events. You know, when I was getting started in this industry, I used to struggle to make consistent income. How many of you make one sale one day and then you struggle to make consistent income? Okay, I know that was me, right? Until I was accidentally invited to speak at a conference in London. And that conference was by a guy called Mark Anastasi, Social Media Millionaire Summit. I never forget the name because it was my first time ever speaking on stage. And this was me. Wow. Yes, this is what I used to look like. Okay. I had long, crazy hair like this. And I remember speaking in front of around 700 people. So look at this. Okay. 2010. Can you guys see this? 2010, okay, my first time ever, I speak on stage in front of around 750 people. So this guy called Mark Anastasi, he used to do seminars and stuff. And I remember like it was yesterday, I'm on stage, and as soon as I got off, people flocked to me. And I couldn't understand why that was. But then I realized it's because they started looking at me as an authority. Does this make sense, ladies and gentlemen? One of the easiest ways that you're going to be able to make money in your life is if you position yourself as an authority. Okay, this is why I have amazing hundreds and hundreds of clients like Lisa Cohen that have spent $50,000. Some of them $100,000. And I've got clients that have invested $200,000, even $300,000. Can you imagine? And I can tell you right now, it's not because I'm smart or I'm good looking, or maybe both of those, or I'm really charming or I'm funny. It's because I have positioned myself as an authority. Does this make sense? So imagine now you're listening to this, right? You're in front of your computer and you get access to join our live events. And as you're getting results, as me and my team help you get results, imagine if you're on stage sharing your story, inspiring others, empowering others, and you position yourself as an authority. How many of you would be interested in that by a show of hands? Okay, amazing. By the way, if you're just joining us, go into the chat box right now and type in authority, okay? Because I'm going to give you the next one. Type in authority if you want to be part of this, okay? Next, there's over 50, excuse me, there's over $50,000 of courses, done for you templates, legal agreements, traffic systems, sales scripts, swipe file, hiring templates, SOPs, and more. You also get access, okay, to my A-team, partners, vendors, trusted fulfillment partners, PR contacts, and over 13 years of connections and Rolodex of relationships. This is not something I openly share, but I'm willing to give this to you. Also, every year, on average, I would spend probably close to around $70,000 to $100,000 just in my own education. Okay, over the last decade, I've spent easily $700,000. Okay, $700,000 in the UK. You could buy yourself a house with that sort of money. I've invested that in finding the world's best people. Are you guys getting this? For example, if I find out Tony Robbins is in Amsterdam, which is only a 2-hour flight from me, I'll go and give him $50,000 cash, like I did, by the way. And I went and spent a day with him. Okay, I took my wife there. She met him. Richard Branson, when I found out he was in Singapore, I could go meet him. I could spend like an hour or two with him. I can't remember how much it was, but probably cost me close to $10,000. I just got on a plane, took one of my team members, boom, I'm in Singapore. Now, if I go to these events and I'm learning how to position myself to create generational wealth, how to really take my business to the next level. How many of you think you'd be able to benefit from that? So do you guys see how valuable this is? And what I wanted to also add in, which I haven't done, and is Lisa still there? Lisa Cohen? Hey, Lisa, are you still there? Yeah. So Lisa, you're going to like this, because what I was doing, right? So we created a program a little while ago called the Agency Marketing Academy, and the marketing agency in a box. And the whole purpose of this was, some people, they don't want to use their face online. They want to be able to make money without having to do, 6 months or 1 year of learning. So instead of like learning Facebook ads and YouTube ads, what if you were the middleman and you could refer other people? Does that make sense, guys? So let's just say we pick on, let's just say it was Lisa, right? So Lisa wanted to make an extra $100,000 a month. Actually, let's keep it simple, $30,000 a month. So if Lisa wanted to make $30,000 a month with the marketing agency in a box, she has access to, get this, guys, ladies and gentlemen, just understand this, 50 done for you funnels and 50 done for you ads. So now she can take these ads, she can take these funnels, she can go to Facebook, and she can now target 50 different niches. How many of you think that is extremely valuable? Like, I want you to understand this, okay? Imagine now you wanted to sell, Lisa, you wanted to sell 5 doctors this month on their Facebook ads. And I will show you how to sell them for, say, $6,000 a month, which is not a lot of money. But then you get to deliver all of the work for only $2,000 a month. And now you get to profit $4,000. So if you got 5 measly customers, only 5, that's an extra $20,000 per month in profit. That's $250K per year. Are you guys getting this? Is this making sense to you? Okay, this is what I am offering. And by the way, outside of today, outside of this weekend, we are not offering and not including this. So if you wanted to work with us, today's the day. You got to enroll, put down a deposit, get in, because you're going to get access to the MCA, the Marketing Academy, the exact copy and paste emails. The Shaqir gets a client for you, pre-made website. So you're going to get your own agency website. The exact word for word scripts that I use to get clients on demand, done for you, copy and paste ads, the plug and play, one click, one page websites, how to scale to $30,000 per month with 50 niche list. Okay, so you're going to have access to these 50 done for you funnels, copy, ads, templates. Literally, Lisa, you could go, or anyone here, you could go to a doctor and be like, hey, I'll charge you $5,000 or $6,000 a month for Facebook ads. Or you could just, you could hire me and I'll build you a funnel and Facebook ads and copy and everything. And all you do, Lisa, is you literally just copy and paste what we have and you give it to the doctor or the lawyer or any professional services company, and you charge them, say, 5K, 10K flat. Your cost is absolutely zero because we've done all the heavy lifting for you. Does that make sense? So when I share this with you, this is one of the most valuable things. Usually we sell this, but today and today only, we're going to include this. The third thing a lot of people have been asking us is, how can you become an affiliate? Okay, so I wanted to walk you guys through this because I have done these challenges at least, gosh, nearly 10 times now. I have a call funnel, which absolutely, you guys can promote. I have multiple automated webinars. So here you can make $1,000 to $5,000 commissions without ever having to personally sell anything. Okay, and what you would get is a full campaign like this. So you click on this button, you start to promote, you get your own affiliate link. This is just from on the front end, you can make $1,700 commissions. So imagine posting on your social media. Even if you have like 10 friends or 100 friends on Facebook, you can promote this. What do you get? You get all of the copy and paste banners. So imagine instead of you having to do design work, copy, you just copy and paste our templates, okay? And we have all of these things done for you. What about done for you email swipes? You get to access our proven email swipes. How about Facebook ads? Okay, how many of you would like to use my face, my pictures, and promote my products and you get a commission? Anyone? Like, this is insane. When I say this is the fastest way for you to get to $10,000 to $30,000 per month. If you're someone who's like faceless, you're kind of introverted, you want to like promote someone like myself, okay, and you want to really leverage my proven campaigns, look at this, okay? I've made endless YouTube videos here, professionally edited, professionally scripted. So you don't have to do any of this. All you do is you just take this, post you in your Instagram, post you in your social media, and anyone that comes in, they buy, you're going to get a piece of the commission, okay? And you've probably seen, I've helped more people make 7 and 8 figures in this industry than almost anyone else, okay? So today's the day. If you haven't yet applied to work with us, please make sure that you speak to our team members and get in touch with them. Get in touch with Samin. Samin, if you can drop a link for the Sales Funnels audit and funnels.com audit page. And so, guys, I just wanted to quickly take a few minutes and share this with you. With that being said, we're going to get cracking on with the challenge. Again, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Take advantage of this. Leave your excuses behind and join today. Okay. God bless, guys. Mikey, if we can start the show, let's go. Guys, by the way, that's the link, funnels.com/BIP. Be sure to go and check it and then apply through that link, okay, ladies and gentlemen. And if you have any questions, make sure that you book your call to ask us. And with that being said, enjoy today's day 5, and I'll see you guys at the end.
What's a funnel?
Funnels are the future.
Funnels.
Funnel agency.
Funnel.
This is the next evolution. Me and Alex online using funnels have generated over 1 billion in sales.
Shaqir Hussyin.
I feel like this is like he's telling me
Pat
about all stars in a
Popius.
sport I don't follow. Shaqir, Pat, I know those dudes.
Yeah, these guys make 3 to 7 million a month.
Jesus, that's a lot of money.
Hey, what's going on? I just want to leave this short video testimonial from my good friend Shaqir. Working with him, you know, we have grown our coaching business so quickly and so efficiently like I never thought so before. I've had a lot of these coaches and consultants as my clients, and I've had a lot of them as my mentors, and I can speak to Shaqir and his team being up there with the very best. When I made the decision to work with him, it was a no-brainer, and I'm forever grateful for making that decision. Whatever it is that you need, whether it's frameworks, whether it's systems, processes, mindset, whatever it is, him and his team give you, they give you absolutely every single tool that you need to succeed. I'm personally extremely proud to call Shaqir my mentor, but most importantly, I am extremely proud to call him my friend. And I look forward to continuing to grow our coaching business with him and his team. And I also look forward to maybe one day setting up businesses with Shaqir. But guys, if you're watching this video and you're on the fence, bet on yourself, because Shaqir will give you the roadmap to success. If you put in the action and you're ready for somebody who will give you the keys to unlocking your future, Shaqir is the guy. Don't sleep on this. Get in on his programs because it's truly unique, guys. So hopefully this helps you sway your attention towards Shaqir, and yeah, you'll never regret it. So Shaqir, I love you, man. I'm always here for you. Thank you so much.
He talked to me and I listened, and now I have the results to prove it. I posted it on Facebook today. I got over 250 plus leads in one day, in less than 24 hours, and 3 sales. That has never happened to me before, ever. And I'm so thankful that I listened to you, Shaqir. You're awesome. I recommend you 100%. Shaqir will deliver. Absolutely and completely. I'll put all of his information below, and I just wanted to say, Shaqir, I love you. You're a rock star, and I thank you that I don't have to struggle anymore. And that means so much to me and my family. And I thank you for that on my heart.
He was my very first coach. Ever since I've struggled online for roughly 2 years, I've lost probably close to $70,000, but I never gave up. And that's something I want to tell all of you. Never give up, because now I've made over $20,000 in sales for consulting in copywriting and Facebook. Now I have 2 pending contracts with very large B2B companies at $500,000 in sales. And in my very first 30 days, I made $4,600 in consulting. So if I have to recommend anybody for you to work with, it would be Shaqir Hussyin. And I really hope you get inspired to never give up and to follow your dreams. Thank you.
Shaqir Hussyin, I have met at a marketing conference in the wealth community, and this man is full of life, full of energy, full of enthusiasm. He is definitely a strong leader. He has risen above the rest, and he's definitely risen probably much higher than you are, and you want to be lifted up with this man because he can bring your spirits up and give you the passion and the purpose that you need to bring yourself up into the world of the wealthy elite. And it's not just about being rich, it's just about, giving back, because he's a giver. So I definitely recommend you getting involved with Shaqir. Couldn't vouch for him more than enough for a leader to follow.
I have to say that Shaq has been, for me personally, one of the most informative. He had some phenomenal training. I learned a lot from him. But one of the coolest things about Shaq is that you can learn from him on a stage, you can learn from him from his emails, his trainings. But when you actually sit down with them and ride like a 45-minute bus with them, or sit down with him at dinner, that's when I personally have actually learned the most.
Yes.
He's just a giving guy, and one of the things I like most about Shaq is his goal is to make you better off after leaving the conversation.
And he does.
And I really believe that you can do that. I mean, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, so I've been focusing on data protection. I'm actually really good at what I do. And over the course of last year, I think it took about 11 months, I validated the offer, and I got to a point where I think in around November last year, I did my first 100K. What that really helped me to do was to get better at delivering and also get better at organic. So Shaqir and Renaud, they helped me put a script together, understood what my client avatar is. And then what I started seeing is I'm now attracting high performance professionals. And that has helped me to generate a lot more interest, tap into those people's networks, and really start having more conversations. And these are all like high executives from all over the world coming together. And I've created this community, and that's the selling point. And it's really helped me to take me to the next level. So this year, 8 months, we have done, let me share my screen. So this year we've done 150, well, this is how much we've sold. This is how many offers I've gone out. So we've done 130 grand this year. This quarter, we've done—
How much have you done so far?
130 grand cash collected this year. So we hit 100K within 8 months. Last month, I actually did our best month ever. There's a graph here that shows that. So here you go, you can see that. So we did 48,350. That's the best month.
I launched this 5-day challenge. As you know, sometimes we charge, $7. Sometimes we charge $47. Sometimes we charge $297. Rohini comes along, okay? And I'll tell you this, because I have programs that are $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. I remember people's names and faces very well. Okay. So I know she didn't buy any of my programs. Okay. She didn't buy any of my books. She didn't come to any of my live events. She literally just joined this. And today, she decided to enroll in my Diamond one-on-one program. Okay. Yeah, give her a big round of applause. Okay. And I want to recognize her, because it's not like she's coming in and she's working her way up. She's like, hey, man, actually, let me just unmute her, and then she can share her story. Go ahead, Rohini.
Yeah, like I told Shaq when I spoke to him this morning, I had a health tech startup, which is still up and running, but I lost everything due to a hostile takeover. And literally, like Steve Jobs, they fired me in November last year. And everyone's like, you'd be like Steve Jobs 2.0. And I kept telling them, I'm like, unlike Steve Jobs, I didn't come out with any money out of my company because they took all of the IP and I literally lost everything. And then I decided, okay, what next? And because I had my own company for 7 years, I couldn't go out there and get a job because it just wasn't me. So I then decided I wanted to learn a little more about sales and marketing, because it's not my expertise. I'm an IT consultant. And and then I did Neil Patel's like a 3-month internship with his agency. And then the next thing, I was like researching a little more about marketing, and I learned, saw a little bit about funnels. And then I Googled, funnel builder, and Shaq's ad came up on Google. So I didn't I'm not a social media person, so I didn't see his ad on Facebook or anything. And so then I opened his page and I looked at it and I'm like, okay, maybe this could be a thing. Because I can tell you one thing, like New Zealand, funnels are not a common thing here. It's might be the beginning of things, but you look at every digital marketing agency and nobody's doing funnels, right? So yeah, and then I looked at his courses and I contacted him last week and I'm like, how much does this cost? And for everyone on here, right? So for me personally, I look at this as an investment, right? I mean, and hey, you can write it off as a business expense. And I'm literally mortgaging my house to do this because I didn't get paid the $1.2 million that my company owes me. But I believe, this is the right thing for me. And like I told Shaq this morning, it's not just about the money, but it's also about making sure that it's the mentor you can work with. And having listened to him for the last 4 days, it is someone who I can actually work with for the next 12 months, because I believe he will get me from where I am and get it across the line for me. Because I'm at a place, and like I told him this morning, I don't even know what I want next. I don't even know where I fit in. I'm like,
book, free, something that they get for free. Now, why do we give them something for free? Because we want to build trust and authority. Okay, I'll tell you this right now. Most business owners that we speak to, they have no authority. And you could be just like Rohini. She said to me, hey, just so you know, she doesn't want to be like a social media guru. Okay, so I already know the funnel that I'm going to build for her, and the marketing plan I'm going to give to her, the automation that she's going to get, so she doesn't have to be on social media all day long. Are you guys with me so far? Okay, there's this myth. Okay, like I said on the first day, guys, I don't even post on my Instagram. Anytime I post, okay, my assistant Judy, she'll message me and be like, this formatting is wrong. You don't know how to post on Instagram or something like that. So I never ever post on my own Instagram. Okay, if you see my TikTok, I'm pretty sure there's like 100 videos. I have a system where my team member will come in, he will slice up my YouTube videos, and then he'll publish it online. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? So that means what I can do is focus on one thing, which is my genius zone. Okay, and too many of you here right now, what you do is you focus on everything but your genius zone. Imagine in your business, you did nothing except for the things that made you money, the things that made you fulfilled and helped your clients. Okay. Now, some people are like, yeah, but doing digital marketing and all of this stuff is not my passion. I always tell people, and this is not advice that people want to hear. It's like, going to the gym. Everyone knows we should work out. Everyone knows we should go to the gym. But if you tell someone, hey, you really need to go to the gym, no one really likes hearing that advice. Okay. It's like, no one really likes hearing it. Okay. But it's the, so for me anyway, I needed to hear the advice. And then I realized, even if I join the gym, okay, how many of you have ever, so I don't want to feel alone. How many of you have ever joined a gym or a dance class or a boxing class or something, and then you just never show up? Okay, I have paid endless programs, whatever. And what I found is this concept called inevitability thinking. So I want you guys to keep this in mind. Imagine you are here right now. You're here. You're here. Okay? You want to get to this goal of yours. Goal. Here, there is multiple steps to achieving your goal. Okay? Now, what most people try to do is they try to do one thing by themselves here, and they'll go through the journey and then they fall off. Then they try something else. Then they go again, and then they try something else. They go again. They try something else. They go again. They try something else. They fall. They stop. Blah blah blah. And then now all of this just takes up years and years and years. Suddenly, 5, 10, 20 years later, guess what happens? They're doing the same thing with no growth. How many of you have experienced that before? Okay, and I say this with love, but I also say this with tough love. The reason is, in my early 20s, I was very fortunate to become a speaker. You know, one of those speakers that sells on stage. So I used to do that when I was like 21 to maybe 23, 24. Then I realized, okay, I'm speaking on stage with a bunch of other speakers that don't really have an online business. All they do is speak and sell. I'm like, these guys are just clowns. I don't want to be a clown. So what I did was I set up my own live events company, doing in-person events. And we did over 100 events, impacted a lot of people, blah, blah, blah. During this time, I had the good fortune of meeting people that were usually they were in the late 30s, they were in the 40s, they were in the 50s, and some of them were in their 60s. And the number one thing that they basically came, I mean, there's so many things that they said. The first thing they always was like, how on earth did you do all of this at such a young age? Okay, they would immediately say something nice like that to me, and then they would immediately shut themselves down by saying, hey, I did this for 10, 20, 30 years, and these are the results I've got. Does this make sense, everyone? Is this making sense? So it's like, maybe they were a teacher, or they had a business, or they had a small business, or they tried like one thing, and you know they've just been stuck in it. And I remember this gentleman called Bob. He was like one of the nicest guys. Okay, he was Canadian, so Canadian people are nice in general. So he was like, you know, nice, and then he was like super, super nice. And he brought his like 18-year-old son to me. Okay, this is what usually they do. They bring the sons, and they want me to mentor the sons and mentor them. And so Bob tells me, he goes, he used to work for Ford for 35 years. Okay, that's 3 decades. That's like older than me. Okay, and he said basically when he left, he realized that he was just a cog in the machine. Okay, he was just a cog in the machine. And it's only when you come out of something and you get some sort of mentor, some sort of system in place that gives you a fast track, then can you realize, okay, the journey that you're on. It's the same thing. People that, you know, have been in abuse. I used to know this girl. She was in an abusive relationship, and I used to know her very, very well because she basically worked for me. She worked for me for about 5, 6 years. She was my personal assistant. Then she became my executive assistant. Then she did my events and blah, blah, blah. Probably after like 6, 7 years, so 5 years she worked for me, 2, 3 years later, so about 6, 7, 8 years later, I find out that she was in this crazy abusive relationship. And I was like, oh my, I thought you had a really good, you know, relationship with your partner, and they had a bunch of kids and whatever. And she herself didn't know that she was married to a narcissistic, abusive man. Does this make sense, everyone? But when she left, then she could look back and connect the dots. There's this famous saying, like, you know, Steve Jobs said, I can't remember it now, but it's like, you know, to go forward, you need to look back and then connect the dots. Anyone heard of that one before? Okay, so why is this funnel, I would say, Okay, not for everyone, but I would say for about 80% of you who are stuck making less than $30,000 per month. Okay, if you're making less than $30,000 per month, it means that you have inconsistent lead flow, inconsistent clients, usually charging low ticket for your products and services, and you don't have what's called a VSL funnel. So I'll give you an example, another example to drive. Is this making sense? Everyone raise your hand if it's making sense. I need to know we're on the right page. Okay, so I got a guy, Tony. Now, this guy used to do in-person work, okay, in-person meetings. So he was basically, he used to help footballers and celebrities and athletes with financial services and financial planning, okay? So one of my friends who's way, way wealthier than me, he sends me a message, says, you need to go speak to this guy, okay? How many of you have ever been to London? London, anyone? London? So I go to Tower Bridge, I meet this guy. I look at him, he's got a fancy Mont Blanc pen, a nice little briefcase, wearing like a three-piece suit. And I show up with a hoodie, okay? And it's like, this is not a match, all right? So he had, just before I met, he had reviewed all my accounts, you know, my personal finances and all that good stuff. And he couldn't believe how I make money looking like this, working from home. And I couldn't believe his business model, meeting people in person, when in today's day and age, we can do online marketing and have massive leverage, sell coaching, consulting, courses, and really be able to scale ourselves. So we're not working in the business, we're working outside the business. Does this make sense? Write this down. If you work in your business, your time and your income is limited, okay? Now, I work in my business when there's a high paying client. Someone gives me 50K to 100 grand, I'm okay to work in the business. Does that make sense? It's okay to work in the business. However, you want to also be working on the business. So I'm speaking to this gentleman and he asked me a bunch of questions like, hey man, how do you make hundreds of thousands of pounds a month, blah, 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 all that good stuff, okay? And I turned around and I said, okay, you asking me all these questions, let me start asking you some questions. So I asked him, hey, can I ask you how long you've been doing this business? He goes, 30 years, okay, 30 years or something like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like before I was born, you were doing this business. So he's been doing the same business for 30 years. Guys, this was his business model. And I want you guys to understand this, okay? 30 years, okay? So he was in the services-based business. The service-based business is a one-on-one. What that means is he trades his time for money. He trades time for money, okay? So we do not like this. Why? Because if you trade time for money, is there an asset that gets created? Yes or no? No, there is no asset. It's like poor people thinking, okay? Poor people thinking is I make money and then I go and spend it, okay? When I make money, the first thing I say to myself, and by the way, this is the number one thing that will determine, Ismail, you better listen to this as well. The number one thing that will determine, young kids and you guys as well, okay? Number one thing that will determine how much wealth you create in your life. As soon as new money comes into your life, what do you do with it? What needs to happen is that money now needs to be invested either in yourself, in your business, to create an asset. That asset produces cash flow, passive income, and then you spend from that passive income. Does that make sense? And again, I'm not judging anyone because I made every single mistake under the sun, okay? But I'm just telling you, I would know people that would make six figures, you know, few hundred grand a year, and they'd be flying first class, business class, whatever. And I'd think to myself, like, you make this much money, why are you always lavishly spending? I got on my first business class, I think it was coming back from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur to London, after I had made $10 million. Okay, I bought my first ever Range Rover when I had 1 million in the bank. I think that was like 1 million pounds. And my dad asked me, son, are you sure you can afford this? And I said, Dad, don't worry. I've got £1 million in the bank sitting there. Okay. What was I doing with the rest of my money? I was investing it in assets. So here's the downside of when you do services. Now, in the beginning, it's fine, but this is what the guy was doing. He was trading time for money. Number two, there was no assets created Okay, this was his business model. Okay, you guys ready to and the reason why I'm showing you this is because you can identify this and then say, I don't want to do that. Okay, so his business model was he was doing financial services. Okay, now on the front, he was making a lot of money. Okay, and very good money. So he's making about 200K to 300 grand per year. Now, this is what would happen. He would have trickles, okay? Trickles, this is what trickles looks like. Trickles of leads coming to him. They would go to his website, which looks like it's from the 1990s website, okay? Then they would request a phone call with him. He would get the phone call, and then he would drive, okay? How do you draw a car? This is my, as good as my, is this how you draw, whatever. Okay, you can't be good at everything, okay? That's the picture of a car. What is that? Okay, that's the picture of a car, okay? I think it's the 4 wheels, okay? He would take his car and he would drive up and down the country, all over the UK. And I think he had something like maybe a few 100,000 miles on the clock, okay? So he would be driving up and down the country, and then he would meet one-on-one with his prospects. Is everyone following this? Okay. By the way, this is how typical businesses work. But don't be typical. If you want to make above typical money, then don't be typical. And if no one else has shown you this, I'm showing it to you. So he would then do his pitch. Okay. He had this basically a pitch, and he would close 1 in 4. So he would close 25% of people. Okay, so 1 in 4. And I think his prices were like maybe 3 to 4K, and then it would go up and whatever. So I look at that and I'm like, do you meet people one-on-one? And he's like, yeah, because he has to like explain, and he gets his notepad out, and then he explains how the financial services work. And sometimes if you go to a fancy hotel like Four Seasons or the Dorchester or whatever, any nice hotel, in the lobby, you're going to see all these guys dressed up in suits, and they usually have someone there that they're trying to pitch. How many have you ever seen anyone like that? Yeah, you see, you know what I mean? They're usually with someone a little bit more senior, and they're trying to pitch this retirement planning scheme or whatever, okay? It's funny because now I look at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what my guy used to do. Here's what really shocked me. And I thought to myself, okay, man, this is cool. Until I asked him, how long have you been doing it for? And he goes to me, basically 30 years, okay? Give or take a few years. I'm pretty sure it was 30 years. And all I said to him was something along the lines of, do you know what a funnel is? Because if you have a funnel, you don't need to talk to anyone. You can now get people coming to you. And he's like, no, I don't know. I said, okay, cool. Come to one of my live events. I'm going to teach you about funnels. He comes to my 3-day live event, 3-day event in London. So, every now and then I do these 3-day live events. At the 3-day live event, he likes what he sees, wires me 100 grand. Okay. 100 grand. I mentor him. I mastermind with him, and I give him some funnels and some ideas on how to scale his business without him. Is everyone on the same page? Is everyone getting this so far? Okay. All right. He then takes all of this information, okay? Info. Some of you, by the way, you're stuck in information overwhelm. How many of you are stuck in information overwhelm? Okay. What you need is information doesn't make you money. Okay. If I just read, all of these books, but there's a whole bunch of books here. Okay. Probably like 500 or 600 books. If I just read the books, I would be information overwhelmed. What you need to be is in implementation overwhelmed. Okay, implementation. This is where the money comes in, when you implement something. Okay, just learning along is not enough. You have to implement. So, pays me 100 grand, masterminds with me, gets access to some funnels. Okay, so funnels is essentially, some of you are new. It's automated client acquisition process. Okay. He now puts himself on LinkedIn. Okay. By the way, some of you, your best clients are on LinkedIn. Some of you, if you're selling some sort of weight loss product, pill, potion, whatever, your best clients are going to be on something like TikTok and Instagram. Why? Because it's visually appealing. Does that make sense? The traffic, and write this down, not all traffic source is equal. I know when someone comes in through a recommendation, when someone comes in, so like, for example, Rahini, she came in through essentially a search ad, but also a recommendation because of how I structured my funnel, right? Because she saw, she read Russell Brunson's books. She was like, okay, I need to find the best funnels guy. Let me go get, look for a funnels builder. She saw my ad. She knew it was an ad. You guys see where I'm going with this? Okay. She knew it was a paid ad because it says paid ads, right? Sponsored ad. She clicks on it. She books a call. Now she's become a 100K client. So this guy, what he does is he comes along and he's like, okay, he's not going to do Facebook and Instagram. He'll do LinkedIn. Now, because of the way his offer gets structured, by the way, I'm going to teach you guys this. This is advanced stuff, okay? Can't teach it to you right now, but the way you structure your offer, write this down. How you structure your offer. So it becomes, people feel stupid if they say no to it. Okay, no one wants to feel stupid, right? So how you structure your offer in an irresistible manner. So he does this. Remember, I shared with you guys, offer is one part. He gets done for you funnels, okay, because he's in his 50s. He has no time, energy to do techie stuff, automation, blah, blah, blah. So funnels, okay, offer funnels. And then his traffic was from LinkedIn. Traffic, LinkedIn. And then the last one was sales. Okay, now you can do sales yourself. You can outsource the sales. Okay, but these are the 4 components. How many, guys? 4 components. The sales system, the traffic system, the funnel system, the offer. Okay, 4 steps. This is what happens. Okay, so this is what happened. This is before. Hold on. Before. Okay. By the way, your business and your marketing, write this down. Every single thing that you do in your business or marketing needs to come in 3 stages. How many stages? 3. Before, during, and after. The people that make, say, under 15,000, say under $20,000 a month, versus the people that make $200,000 a month, they have identified before, during, and after component. Okay, so you have to learn what happens before. So here, this was the before section. Before, okay. The during section was this part, during, okay. This is what happens during when we work together. And then the after section, okay, so after. This was the after section. I'm going to show you what happens in the after section. The after section was automated funnels. He goes viral on LinkedIn, so people start sharing his stuff. Now his calendar gets booked up with high ticket phone calls. Phone calls get booked. He goes from, I never forget this, right? Because he says to me, I went from being the hunter to the hunted. Okay. He used to close 25%, 1 out of every 4 people, AKA 3 people would waste his time. How many of you have ever done business where you just like at the end, you're like, man, I don't want to do business with this person. It's just become a time waster. Sure, even if you're the most positive person in the world, okay, sometimes I like to be the most positive person in the world, you're still like, oh my gosh, I just wasted my time. Yes or no? And by the way, time, it doesn't matter what age you are. Usually after 30 years old, you realize, oh my God, I need to be very protective of my time. Okay. So guess what? By the way, he was doing this for 30 years. Okay. Now in his mind, he was like, he's successful, right? Because his friends and family is like, no, he's the man. He's got a house. I think he was driving a Range Rover, got a couple of kids. Like he's the man. He dresses well, eats well, looks well, super fit, goes to the gym. But when I look at this and I'm like 25%, 1 out of every 4. So what the heck are you doing? And by the way, remember, this is not online, okay? Online, every day, I'll get rejected by what? 20,000 people. I don't care. I'm only looking for 200 leads. Do you guys see the difference? Okay? When you have an online business, the way I help you structure it, you can reach masses, thousands of people every single day. And then using the funnel, you can qualify them to the point where it's only a handful of people that you end up working with, that you end up talking to, that you end up doing business with. But you see, when you do that, what tends to happen is now you have freedom in your business. Now you don't struggle and you don't stay stuck in terms of, oh, I need to deal with every single person. Why? Because now you're qualifying only the top leads. Does this make sense, everyone? Raise your hand if it's making sense. Okay. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail into this in just a second. But here's what happens. He goes from this to this. His close rates go to 75%. So out of 3 to 4. Okay, so he starts closing 3 out of every 4 prospects. Now, for 30 years, he's been driving up and down the country. Guess what he does? He stops driving. You know how I know this? Because I called him up expecting him just to jump in his car. And he lives like maybe 1.5 hours away from me, like somewhere in Kent. Okay, I was expecting him to just jump in his car and come and see me. And he tells me, no, Shaq, you remember what you told me? I don't go to see my clients anymore. They need to come to me. And I was like, but it's me. He's like, no, Shaq, you told me, don't go and see the clients, get them to come to you. So, hey, Shaq, you and your family members, you need to come up to me. And I remember like being so sucky. I'm like, I can't believe it. How many of you guys think that was powerful? Actually, it's like for 30 years, he's been doing the same thing. And then boom, one conversation, okay? One conversation he has with me, the same conversation that you guys can have with my team members, even with myself, one breakthrough. He gets that breakthrough and now he ain't driving no more, okay? He ain't driving no more driving, okay? No more driving, finito, okay? Now, what is he doing? Now, because he has a system, what's the word, guys? He has a system, okay? He has a system. He's now got his 21-year-old son, I think he's 21 or maybe 22, his early, young 20s, the kid is, okay? His son now runs the entire business. Is this powerful? Is anyone getting aha from this? If you are, I can't see your faces, so just go in and type in aha. I want to see you guys. Go type in aha. So, system, 21 years old. Here's the process. I'm going to show you guys the process. Okay, how many of you guys want to know the process? Here's the process. Raise your hand if you want to know the process. Okay. Yesterday, remember I talked about the 5 Ps. One of them was people, packaging, pricing. One of them was process. Okay. And I have fancy slides and presentations, but I thought, you know what? I already know this off by heart, so I'm just going to give it to you guys over here. Okay. So remember, first thing first, we identify who is our perfect client. Who is the perfect client for us? Okay. So in my case, I shared with you guys, it's someone who's 40 years ish plus. Okay. They need to have access to X amount of money. Why? Because we want to make sure that we can provide them a premium solution. So at least 10K plus, okay? If someone says, hey, we don't have 10K, then every now and then, if they speak to my team, then we'll offer payment plans, okay? Where people can get started for, let's just say, $2,500, okay? Most of the time, we wouldn't offer this. When we do something like a challenge, we would. Does this make sense? Okay, the reason why is because this is what's called a promotional campaign. So this 5-day challenge is a promotional campaign. 5-day challenge. Okay, 5-day SFC, Sales Funnels Challenge. promotional campaigns are something, it's basically a promotion. It doesn't happen all the time. I don't get on camera and I don't, present like this basically every single month or every single week. I do it maybe once. Like last time I did it properly, it was 2 years ago. Okay. This time I'm doing it and I'm like, I'm not doing this ever again. Okay. I say that and then people complain, Shaq, come and give us some value. And so I basically throw up a campaign and I do it. Okay. So 5-day sales run. What I like to do and what we teach our clients to do in the beginning, especially when you're making under 50 grand a month, is you need to build an evergreen business. That means the business needs to get you clients and leads 24/7 without you being chained to begging for prospects. Is this making sense? Everyone, just type in yes if it's making sense. Please quickly type in yes so I can move forward. Okay. Now what happens is, okay, this is our first step. We identify who do we want to target, who do we want to talk to, who do we want to serve. Okay. So for example, I shared with you who we want to serve. Okay. Most of my clients are Americans, Canadians, New Zealand, UK, Saudi Arabia. Okay. Number two, what is it that you're selling? Okay. So what is it that you're selling? So what is your offer? And remember the mistake people make. What's a big mistake people make? They stick with just one thing. Okay. They stick with just one offer. I think on the first or second day of the challenge, we were speaking to Wahida. I don't know if Wahida's on here today, but we were talking and she said she's just focused on one offer and it's £1,000. And although she's getting results, how many of you believe she's leaving so much money on the table? Okay, because guess what? For example, Rohini, when she came on, she literally said these words to me. Okay, hopefully it's right. Ismail was next to me. She said, if you offered me something for 5 grand, I'm sorry, but I wouldn't have taken you seriously. Do you guys get that? Okay, give me a thumbs up if you got that. When I spoke to George, he said something similar. Look, I'm done. I've tried so many different things, and I've just spent 6 years and I need someone who's going to hold me accountable. So what is it that you're selling? And what we talk about is a value ladder. Okay, so front end, middle, back end. 3 different price points, 3 different price points. Okay, now, as you guys know, I'm using a real life case study. Okay, how many of you guys would like to see this campaign? On average, it's pulling in about $2,000 a day. Okay, because it did what, 21K? Okay, they all want to see it. Okay, just so you know, those of you who don't have a highly optimized website funnel, not just a website, we're talking about a funnels website, we will build you one of these ourselves. Okay, how many of you guys would love for me and my team to build you a full money-making website funnel, a funnels website, just by a show of hands? Okay, because this is like one part of the battle. So if you see here, people come in. Okay, this is a proven campaign. Okay, scroll down. It's got some value. Write this down. Each funnel needs to have a value that's given away. Okay, so what is this? So for example, let's just pick on brother Mahmoud. Mahmoud, all right, Assalamu alaikum, brother. Okay, good to see you here. Okay, let's just say Mahmoud is here, yeah? Now Mahmoud is coming, he's got a business, he's got an idea. Let's just say he's selling mobile phones, okay? And he's now saying, I need to get more people coming into my business. And he's heard of this thing called TikTok. Kids are using it, grown adults are using it, but he's kind of confused. So he comes onto this website and in his mind, he's thinking, okay, just tell me what is TikToks? What is TikTok? What is a TikTok ad? And now he just clicks on one button and boom, it says a little, so to speak, an ad, a post. What is TikTok ads? Are you guys seeing this? Now Mahmoud is reading this and he's nodding and saying, I need this. Facebook sucks. E-commerce is dead. My advertising costs are going up. Okay, what is this? I need a blue ocean strategy. Type this in, guys. Not even type this in. Write this out for yourself in your notepad. You need a blue ocean strategy. Okay, when you decide to enroll and you start working with us, I will personally help you craft your own blue ocean strategy. What's a blue ocean strategy? It's a place where you are the only one. Does this make sense, everybody? Listen, there's people that will charge you $100 to build a funnel. There's people that will charge you $20,000 to build a funnel. Then there's me that will charge you $50,000 to $100,000 to build a funnel. Are you guys with me? Okay. By the way, Russell Brunson, he charges $500,000. I think $500,000, and he wants about 50% of your entire business. How many of you people think that's crazy? But is it crazy good or is it crazy bad? It's crazy good, because guess what? There's so many corporate companies, so many Silicon Valley companies that are well funded. They can afford to cut 500K for a funnel like that. So when we do this, okay, I will help you craft a blue ocean strategy, just like how I helped Ismail do this, right? Ismail, this blue ocean strategy. Okay, so Mahmoud comes along and he's like, okay, what is this? TikTok is a real blue ocean. Bang, he's now reading more about us. Bang. And then this is another important thing, okay? You have to show people, if they try to do things on their own, what is the cost? Write this down. It's called an ROI justification, okay? And you can show me any business and I will tell you, Mahmoud, and everyone else, how to do an ROI justification. So for example, in my business, okay, if you wanted a funnel, you need to know how to write copy. You know, copy sometimes you can spend $500, you can spend $5,000, you can spend $50,000 on copy. Okay, I have paid personally one of my copywriters over $50,000 cash to write copy for me. This funnel over here, I can go on and on actually about these funnels, but this funnel, Chic Mastermind, okay, this one I used to do a group program. Okay, now if you buy this, you get basically one-on-one access to me. Okay, now this original sales letter was written by one of my best friends, a brother from Somalia. Okay, he lives in America. Actually, now he lives in Dubai, but he wrote this entire letter. And I just want to scroll down for just a few minutes, if that's okay. Okay, scrolling. It sells an offer from $30,000 to $100,000 to $250,000. And I can scroll down. By the way, this is one of my clients, okay? Many years ago, he paid me over $100,000. He paid me about $175,000, okay? Today, right today, I just saw him post on his Facebook. He won the $25 million award. I straight away looked at Ismail and I said, yeah, what does that mean? You need to get on it, okay? You need to go from making $2,000 a day to $20,000 a day. All right, so this is, and by the way, some of you guys are Americans. How many of you from America? Okay, most people, you know what Inc. 5000 is, okay? So he just got featured on Inc. 5000 as well, one of the fastest growing company in America. Okay, so not just these awards, but this award as well. Scroll down. Obviously, I got testimony from Russell Brunson, proof of payment, blah, blah, blah. Scroll down. Guys, this funnel and this offer, okay, has produced over $8 million cash. Okay, write this down. $40,000 times 200-ish people. Okay, 200. That's $8 million. Okay, and by the way, this is the program. Can you guys see this? Okay, this is the program, and I call it the 8-figure CEO accelerator. Okay, so this is like for people that really want to like fast track themselves. Okay, so going back to TTA, TikTok's agency. Over here, what I'm doing is I'm doing an ROI justification. If you were to do this yourself, it would cost you this much money. For example, if you are selling any sort of program. So I'll just walk you through this actually, it's much easier. People that are interested in TikTok agency, there's 4, 5, 6, 7 things you need to know. You need to know about creating. You need to know that ideas take time. You need to know about scripts. You need to know recording, ads, reporting, analyzing. Okay. So now what happens is you're seeing all of this and you're like, oh my gosh, it's going to take me 7, 14, 15, 23, 26, 29, 36 hours. I don't have 36 hours. Are you kidding me? Let me just hire this agency. Does this make sense? Who's got a business here? Just show of hands. Say, for example, Wahida. Okay. In your funnel, you can have hey, if you're a CEO and your time is worth minimum $100 an hour, it could be worth $500 an hour. Okay, I value myself at $5,000 an hour. So if you said, hey, most CEOs value themselves at $100 all the way up to $1,000, and some of them even $5,000 an hour. How much is it costing you that you're filled with anxiety and panic attacks on a weekly basis? How many of you guys just like got something from there? If you show people how much it's valued at, because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, naturally people don't value things. Okay. Do you guys remember the first day I started this program? Some of you, by the way, you know me for a few years, like George, he's seen me make $7.5 million in affiliate marketing. You know, he's been following me for 6 years, so he kind of knows who I am. But some of you, who do I not know? There you go, Mahmoud Yaqub. He has no idea who I am. Okay, he just came in. He's probably thinking to himself, who is this guy? What does he know? Showing off his awards, talks too much, smiles too much. Let me see if he's got the goods. He's gonna sell me something. Of course, I'm gonna sell you something. Okay, because I want to help you. Okay, now this is what he's thinking. But watch this. I pull up strategic coach. How many of you guys remember when I pulled this out? And what did I say? I said, guys, there's this 75-year-old man who I paid $35,000, and he's going to teach me how to use my mind. And I didn't tell my dad because my dad would probably smack me. Okay, but this is what the guy teaches you. He teaches you how to think. Now you might be thinking, what are you talking about? I know how to think. But are you truly happy with all the results in your life right now? Because all the results in your life right now come down to one thing: the actions that you've taken. Why do you take those specific actions? Because of one thing, because of the thoughts that you've had. Yes or no? So doesn't it make sense if you change your thinking, then you're going to take different actions. If you take different actions, then you're going to get different results. So the first day I opened up and I shared with you this story. And why did I share this story with you? So you would immediately have a high value perception of this class. Does that make sense? If I didn't do this, then you wouldn't show up on day 3, day 4, day 5. You'd be gone. Are you guys with me? So this is part of something called price anchoring. Write that down. Price anchoring. Okay, price anchoring. If you don't anchor in prices, in your funnels, in your systems, in your offers, okay, price anchoring. And then if you don't have price anchoring, and if you don't show people a roadmap of what they can invest in, aka your value ladder, then they will always go for the bare minimum. That's why you'll have people that are in the same business. For example, I know people that will say stuff like, you know, I teach people how to become confident. You know, I'm in personal development, and I've seen their journey for 10 years. And then I see Tony Robbins. Okay. And I knew of Tony when he was probably making $100-200 million a year. Okay. Now he makes like $5 billion a year. You guys see the difference? What is it? Someone understands sales, marketing, funnels, offers, traffic, and someone doesn't. So scroll down. Again, this is what makes us different. If you're not different, people won't remember you. If you're the same as everyone else, people won't remember you. And again, for me, because I have specific results, which most people will come across and be like, wow, that's enough for me. Because in my industry, where people have a business or they want to start a business, they're looking for fast results. So it's easy. Okay, I just show them, you know, I show them these awards and they're like, okay, cool. So here's another example. When I speak to someone that's made $1 to $2 million, they quickly realize $1 million or $2 million is not a lot of money. You know where they're at? They're stuck over there. Okay. But what they really want is to make their first $10 million. Okay. Now, obviously, this is for a little bit more advanced. But what I've seen is that this is what makes me stand out. So what makes you stand out? Okay. What makes you stand out? Scroll down. Here's a few examples. Why should I consider TikTok? Blah, blah, blah. Next step. And then you have this, guys. What is this? This is the call funnel. Okay. And there's a little mistake here, Ismail, which is you must not let your calendar be open for more than 3 days. Okay. So again, I'm giving him some live critique here. Okay. So the problem with working with smart people like Ismail is a little bit smart. So he always has a smart answer for everything. Okay. And then I have to just tell him, okay, test my idea versus yours. No, Mahmoud, unfortunately, I can't give him one of those. Okay. But you guys see where I'm going with this? And scroll down, check this out. Doing a minimum of $50,000 a month. So for example, Mahmoud comes along and he's read all of this stuff. And then he sees, oh my gosh, my business has to make $50,000 a month before I even book a call with this guy. If you are making 50 grand a month, you look at this and be like, okay, I'm in. But if you're not, you're like, okay, I'm not doing 50 grand a month, I'm out. Does that make sense? But here's the key thing, guys, and I want you to get this, okay? But what did Mahmoud do? He read the whole page, yes or no? And write this down, EBM. This is one of the secrets to selling anything. This is how I can sell anything. I don't care if it's $7 or $70,000 or $700,000, because I understand EBM. What does EBM stand for? Education-based marketing. Okay? When you educate somebody, you build trust. So for example, Mahmoud's coming into this website. He's like, man, I need some TikTok ads. Now, he doesn't even know why he needs TikTok ads, but we've just educated him on why he needs it. Okay, education-based marketing. Now he comes down and he's like, okay, I'm not doing 50 grand a month. Maybe he's doing 30K a month. What do you think, and who do you think he remembers when he hits 50 grand a month? He's like, TikToksagency.com. That's where I need to go. So in your marketing, this is a big thing that we want to do. Okay, how we do this is we add it into our funnels. So scroll down. By the way, how many of you guys are enjoying this master plan checklist? Okay. All right. So we go back and we talked about who is your perfect prospect? What is that you're offering? Okay. And 3, in your funnels, we need to have why should people do business with you? Every single thing that we like what I showed you, Ismail is following a specific copy formula. And this copy formula is, again, this is what bought $21,000 in 10 days. Now he has a system called a free traffic system. Okay, $1,000 a month. How many of you could spend $1,000 a month to generate $20,000 a month? By the way, so sometimes you might be like, yeah, but I don't want to do paid traffic. That's fine. Do the free traffic system. Use Ismail's free traffic system. Okay. By the way, this free traffic system works for any business. Doesn't matter what niche you're in, and doesn't matter who you're targeting. It works. Okay. It doesn't matter what you're selling and who you're targeting. It works. Because once you have the right funnel, then you can use the free traffic system and you can go over there. Okay. Now, when our clients, so some of you that are going to be working with me here, okay, I'm not sure exactly the number, but again, like I said, we're going to select 30 people only, okay? So those 30 people, we are going to help you make your first 100K to 150 grand cash, okay, through the free traffic system, okay? The free traffic system allows you to jumpstart your cash flow, get a whole bunch of cash in the bank, so then you can use some of that into paid traffic. Does this make sense? Okay, so now watch this. Okay, so for example, you start working with us. Okay, and again, you work with us one way. Work with us. You have to apply. Okay, you have to apply. You have to get on a phone call. You have to make sure that you're mentally sane, that you're going to do what we say. Okay, that you're not looking for a get rich quick program. You're going to actually follow through. Okay, so and what's the link to work? funnels.com/VIP. Drop a link in there. Save that link. Those of you who are new here, I saw a whole bunch of people today join today. Okay, thank you so much for joining. If this is your first time, make sure you go to funnels.com/VIP and book a phone call. Okay, if we believe that you can make anywhere from an extra, whatever you're doing, an extra $10,000, $30,000, $100,000 a month, and we believe in you, then we're going to offer you our services. But other than that, you're still going to get value. Make sure you go to funnels.com/VIP. Okay. By the way, has anyone noticed here that I am very direct and very open with how you can work with me? And I'm very happy to offer you my services? Yes or no? Okay. A lot of the times people are so afraid of offering their services. How you get over that is you must make sure that you have a great product. Write this down. A great product that gets people results. Okay. You need to have some testimonials. I recommend minimum 3 testimonials. Okay. And by the way, if you're brand new and you're like, Shaq, I don't have any testimonials, don't worry. We're gonna show you how to get testimonials and case studies, even if even if you have no testimonials. Okay, even if you have no business, I'm gonna show you how to go and get your first testimonials. Another thing that you need is a unique offer. Okay. And then the last one, which is one of the most important ones, is how you position your offer. Okay, so these 4 ingredients. How many? 4. 4 ingredients. Why is this key? Okay, positioning your offer. What that means is the authority that you have, the brand, okay, based on your experience and expertise. Okay, and here's what I want you to remember. Every single thing that's happened in your life, good or bad, and trust me, this is such a breakthrough if you get this, okay? Every single thing, good or bad, in your life can be turned into an asset. Every single thing, okay? Think about it. More than probably once, I've mentioned I grew up in a council flat, government housing projects or whatever, okay? Americans call it projects. In the UK, we call it council flats, okay? Well, I talk about this. When I was growing up in the council flat, it wasn't nice. But as I got older, I realized, wow, if I just told people, hey guys, I made $30 million before I turned 30 years old, immediately, I dropped out of university my final year. I came across this internet marketing thing. I tried it, I failed, and then I had some success, and the success got to my head, and then I lost all my money, and then I started again, and then I made my first 7 figures. Then I made my first 10 million, and then I used it as a system. Does this make sense? That's the story. So how you position it in your offer is you have a compelling story. How many of you are fans of Tony Robbins? Okay, a handful of you guys, okay? How many of you know of Tony Robbins? How many of you know at least one story that Tony Robbins has said 101 times? Okay, there's one story that you know, okay? Why? Because that's part of him positioning himself. Another thing that you have to understand is timing, okay? How do you position your timing, your offer during timing? So for example, Wahida, I haven't checked your funnels out, but let's just say if I was in the panic anxiety niche and I wanted to come up with a premium program that I could charge a lot, I could deliver really well. I'm happy because, the people are buying stuff, then they're buying courses. If you don't have a course, then you're easily missing out on course revenue, because I've hired a consultant, not for panic attacks and stuff, but for another personal issue. And as soon as I paid her, I can't remember her name, Dr. something. I paid her, I can't remember how much it was, maybe $250 or $400 an hour. So as soon as I paid her, literally on the phone call, she offered me her program. She's like, oh, by the way, this hour was great. Would you like to learn more? I was like, yeah. She's like, okay, we have a 6-module course. And I'm like, okay, I don't have time for that. Okay, but she offered it to me, right? And then her assistant messages me and she's like, doctor is really busy right now. And so she's not doing much more one-on-one consulting or whatever. But if you'd like to, this is the course. And I was like, like that's a nice way to upsell. So timing, okay? Imagine I'm giving all of you an example here. Let's just say I was in this niche, anxiety and panic. I would change some of the angles on my funnels and I'd say, hey, now that we're in a recession, CEOs need to protect their number one asset. It's not their business. It's not their time. It's not anything. It's not their crypto. It's not their stocks. What is it? It's their confidence. How do you protect your confidence? By making sure that you yourself take care of you. 95% of CEOs struggle with panic attacks, anxiety, staying up late nights, drinking too much coffee. I've developed a 5-step solution called XYZ framework. I've put together a free video that shows you the mistakes people make. Check it out, opt in. How's that for some copy? How they opt in and says, hey, congratulations. You might be a CEO that's so ambitious that your husband, your wife, your friends and family don't really understand you. But I was in your position too. And I've worked, maybe you've been doing panic attack coaching for 2 years. Maybe you've done it for 10 years. Maybe you've done it since you were a little kid and you just had this innate gift inside of you that you could help people reduce their anxiety. You could say, okay, for the last 20 years, this is what I've mastered. And again, you can talk about, 5 big mistakes what people make. Now, by the way, I'm not in your niche, so I'm just spitting here. Okay, is that okay with you guys? Okay, and I can say, hey, mistake number 1, when people get stressed and they panic and then they overeat. Okay, when they feel alone, then they end up doing bad things on gambling websites, porn websites, whatever. Okay, number 3, they take up unhealthy habits like smoking, and these days they start vaping. And by the way, I know this because when I'm walking around, where I live and stuff, there's lots of people that have 9-to-5 corporate jobs, and they're either smoking cigarettes or they're vaping, or one or the other, right? And so it's like, that's the 3rd one. Number 4 is, hey, if you don't take care of this, you're going to have marital problems. You're not going to spend much time with your kids, blah, blah, blah. And number 5, which most CEOs will value, which isn't right or wrong or whatever, but their business, your business is going to suffer. Hey, these are the 5 big mistakes that people make, and it's costly. How would you like to eliminate all of them in under 60 minutes? I'm hosting a free session. I'm doing blah, blah, blah. Now you get them to apply based on where they're at. You customize an offer for them. How many of you thought that was powerful? Okay, anyone else? Yeah, give me a thumbs up for all of you that don't have your video on. Give me a thumbs up if this is making sense. Okay, I know if you do even 10% of what I'm talking about here, the business can get to the next level. Okay, so this is the plan. Okay, we want to identify the process. Who, what are the funnels that you need? Okay, inside of the funnels, we want to make it very clear. Okay, the call to action, how to work with us. And on this, you want to lead with a great product that's results focused, testimonials, unique offer, positioning offer. If you're starting from scratch and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have a great product. I have no idea what is a great product. I don't have no testimonials. I certainly don't have a unique offer that gets people to buy right now. Okay, and I certainly don't know anything about positioning. I just give you a little crash course. Okay, these are the things that we will cover with you in detail. And because I love this program and I've spent 2.5-ish years building this program up, I want you to make sure that you read about it at funnels.com/VIP. Okay, we are going to be enrolling clients today, tomorrow, and the next few days. But most importantly, again, we're going to be taking 30 people. I think there's like now 17-ish, 17 or 14 spots, something like that. It's under 20 spots. Okay, so book a call and make sure you get this. Okay, next. 5. Now that we have access to all of this stuff, 2 metrics. How many metrics? 2 things. Okay, what is your cost per acquisition? Cost per acquisition, and what is your lifetime value? Okay, LTV stands for lifetime value, and like with anything, okay, it is very important that I go through a story with you to drive this point home. Okay, so I'm 21 years old. I go to New York, broke as a joke, could barely afford the ticket, somehow managed to kind of talk my way into this event. Everyone's a millionaire because it was called 10 for 10, 10 students, you're going to get mentored by millionaires. This was my first experience of a live event. So I go to New York, Madison Square Gardens, and I go into this one event, and I never forget it because I was like the first one in and the last one to leave because I was just so hungry to learn this stuff, right? Like, how are these normal people making millions and I'm this broke kid from East London? So I go, and there was a program that we were promoting. It was an affiliate program. It was like $50 on the front end, and then it was like $2,000, and then it was like $10,000 and $20,000. Okay, so I go in, and one of the guys is talking to the other guy. One of the guy was one of my earliest mentors, Michael. So Michael was talking to another guy called Andrew, and they were talking about how they're spending $250 to get a $50 sale. You guys get that? Okay. And I'm thinking to myself, if you're spending $250 to get a $50 sale, how on earth are you making money? That's when Michael explained to me about this concept. And he said, the reason why they'll spend $250 to get a $50 sale is because each sale over here can be worth anywhere from $2,000 to $10K to $20,000. Do you guys get that? So this is the lifetime value. This was the cost per acquisition, $250. And now, let's say the lifetime value, let's just say on a cheap program, $2K. Okay, on $2K, we now, LTV equals $2K minus CPA equals $250. Let's just call it $200. $1,800. That means for every $200 I spend, I make $1,800 back, right? Is this making sense, everyone? Give me a thumbs up if it's making sense. So that means I'm now making 9 times my money. Do you guys get that? I now make 9 times my money. So I came back home. I mean, I really can't remember what else I learned at that event. I just can't remember because I got this and I thought to myself, wow, these guys make money because they spend money. Okay, so I came back and I remember this was an affiliate program. Okay, I come back and literally from zero, the first year, I make $120,000. Okay, and by the way, that was so much bloody money for me. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like cloud 9. I have 2 younger brothers, which, you know, I love them. I adore them so much. I was like, guys, I'm rich for going out every day to Nando's. Okay, Nando's is like this restaurant, or it's like a grill out or something in the UK. And I think they have it globally, but whatever. Okay, I get this. This was my first year, guys. Second year, I now go to $275,000. My third year, I have my first $1.2 million. And then every year from there, it went to 2.4 mil, then it went to 3.6 mil, and then 6.5 mil, and then 7.8 mil, and blah, blah, blah. Okay? And then you kind of lose count, and then it's just a game, and it doesn't matter. But what am I sharing here with you? I developed the system to get the cost per acquisition and the lifetime value dialed in. And again, it was dialed in because of one thing. I had the right funnels. Is this making sense? I want to just like give you everything, okay? Now you have the funnels, which is basically the process of getting customers. You have an offer, which is, you know, who you're selling to, okay? Funnels. And now what we're going to do, funnels and offer, but it's not enough, is it? Because some of you are the best kept secret. How many of you think you're the best kept secret? Oh man, if only more people knew about me, they would just buy my stuff. I'm so good at what I'm doing. I've been doing it for 5 years, for 20 years, for 10 years. How many of you feel like that? It's like, you know, I was just going to say Joyce. I'll just say Joyce. Joyce, you meet someone else who's just like you, and then you're like, that person has no idea. I know so much more about them, right? Because you've read all the books behind you, haven't you, right? So you could be the best kept secret, and it doesn't matter, okay? Look at something like Louis Vuitton, okay? Their shoes, by the way, I've been buying those shoes for at least probably about 10 years now, okay? And I realized my feet have now become like this, okay? Not good, basically, okay? My wife said, your feet is supposed to be flat, but mine curve in like that, okay? So I realized these expensive shoes that I've been wearing basically throughout my whole adult life have not been good for me. Notice, Louis Vuitton shoes may not be the best shoes ever, but guess what they have? they have so much traffic, so many people want it, that it just becomes a norm. Yes or no? Okay. Sometimes I look at even some, you've seen some of these, some ladies, they will wear expensive clothes, expensive bags, and it doesn't look like the best thing ever. I just told you guys, okay, I've been wearing Louis Vuitton shoes for like, say, 10 years. Okay. By the way, that's their offer. Okay. That's their offer. What's their funnels process? They have shops. Okay. Shops. And they have social media funnels and magazines that they send to you and all of this stuff. But none of this stuff would matter if they didn't have people coming to them. If they didn't have people, if they didn't have traffic. Is this all making sense? So for traffic, I'm going to give you my formula. And like with anything great in life, the traffic formula, you must share a story, okay? And this is the story. The worst number in business is what? 1. Okay? You must never have one business. You must, not one business. You must never have one. You must never rely on one source of traffic. So I'll meet ladies and gentlemen, and they'll be so happy that they've built this business. And then I say, hey, by the way, where are you getting your traffic from? And they're like, oh, no. My business is so good. All of our traffic is just referral. And I'm like, you're talking to me as if I should be impressed by that. No. Listen, unless you're someone huge like Tony Robbins, it could be one part of your business. But that immediately tells me that you do not have a system to get you 24/7 exposure. Does that make sense? If you have a system, okay, so I see this. I see some people doing, they've got their own business or they're doing affiliate marketing. And all they're doing, I just spoke to someone today and they're like, yeah, I'm doing TikTok and I'm doing YouTube. And I'm like, okay, you're still relying on 2 free traffic sources. Yes or no? I can come into your business, mind my language, and kick your ass from day one by putting in a funnel and sticking some money into traffic. Yes or no? And by the way, I'm thinking of doing exactly just that. Okay. So someone texts me, I'm not going to say who, and they said this and that, Ismail. And I was thinking to myself, this offer will have a high converting lifetime value. I could make a lot of money from this. And guess what I'll do? I'll come in and I'm going to eat your lunch. Yes or no? Same way, listen to me. If you have a business and you're thinking you're the hot shot, okay? So, you remember a few days ago, I talked about my friend, Dr. Stu. How many of you remember Dr. Stu? Let's ask that question again. How many of you remember Dr. Stu with the stem cell dogs treatment? Okay, there you go. Nice better, okay? So he's spending, let's just say, about 5K per month, and he's making around 100 grand per month, okay? He spends 5K to about 8K a month. And he makes around 100 grand a month, okay? So he's got this unique, formula, whatever. How many of you think that's such a great ROI? It is, okay? You can make your fortune if you can get this sort of ROI. One of the keys is having the right funnels. What I said to him is, Dr. Stu, being very blunt, because I'm very blunt, and it's the way people sometimes, they have to get that shock, right? So said in a nice way, I said, you do realize that the only reason why you're making so much money is because no one else has caught on to this. And he smiles and he goes, yeah, I know. And he said, that's why we want you to come on. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Because he realized it. By the way, it doesn't matter what your business is in. Ismail's running this TTA. Guess what's going to happen? I just exposed all of you to it. Okay? Sorry, Ismail. Okay? How do I know? How do you know some kid in India or America is not watching this right now, rubbing his hands together, and he's going to stay up all night trying to build his own TikTok's agency? Do you guys get where I'm going with this? Okay, same way, you might have a business and it's ticking along, it's making a little bit of money here. If you do not have a traffic system that's working for you 24/7, ladies and gentlemen, it's only a matter of time before someone comes in and takes over your business. takes over your clients and your customers. Does that make sense? A fun fact, I promoted ClickFunnels the first week it came out. ClickFunnels nearly destroyed my entire business. You might be wondering why and how. I used to charge, or I still charge, we would charge, say, $10,000 to $25,000 or £10,000 to £25,000 for these WordPress funnels. Then my friend comes along, hey, Shaq, it's Russell Brunson. Can you promote my product? I'm like, yeah, Russell. He's now selling funnels, a funnel software, okay? And all the people that used to follow me for funnels, then are like, hey, why should we follow Shaq when we can just buy this software? Then they quickly realize there's over 100,000 people that use the software. So it's not the software that makes you the money. Does that make sense? Okay. How many of you have bought ClickFunnels and then realize you don't have $1 million award? Because it's not, there you go, right? It's not the software, right? Otherwise, everyone, the 100,000 people that are using ClickFunnels, they'd all be millionaires. But it doesn't work like that. What you have to realize is if you don't have the right traffic system, okay, that consistently gets you customers, even whilst you're sleeping, that consistently gets you exposure, even once you're sleeping, you're walking on ice, basically. And you could be lucky for 1 year. I know people that have been lucky for 20 years. 20 years later, boom, they lose their business. Why? Someone else is smarter, cheaper, faster. Yes or no? That's why I was telling you guys, you have to have a blue ocean strategy. I know in my business, I have a blue ocean strategy because people, for example, the clients that came in today, okay, Rahina, someone like her, she only wants the premium stuff. She didn't even ask me, is there any discount? She didn't ask me. She said, literally said to me, if you tried to sell me a $5,000 program, I would have thought, nah, this is a waste of my time. I wouldn't buy it. So guess what? I know I have a big blue ocean. Okay, the way I've positioned my offer, I'm the only one. When people think of your name, hear your name, go to your website, go to your funnels, are you the only one? And guess what? My other agency was called soloadsagency.com. Okay, by the way, I paid a mentor $1,500 even when I was really broke. And I go on a phone call. I got on a phone call and I was praying, oh my gosh, I hope this $1,500 is worth it. In the first 10 minutes, he says to me, go buy this domain. And I'm on GoDaddy buying this domain, soloadsagency.com. That I launched it, boom, business started doing 50K a month, no, 20K a month, 50K a month, 100K a month, $300,000 a month in under 12 months. Okay, that's the power of having one good idea. So when Ismail came to me, I'm like, what's Black Digital? Call it what the people are looking for. TikTok's agency. My other agency, which we only have for my private clients, is fbadsagency.com. Wahida, if you came to fbadsagency.com, do I have to explain to you what I do?
No, it's Facebook.
Yeah, it's Facebook. I have another brand called funnelsagency.com. Okay, Kevin, if you come to funnelsagency.com, do I have to sit there and try to sell you 10 minutes? What is a funnel and why my funnels agency, what it does? No. Do you see how I've positioned it? Okay, by the way, that's just one aspect of the positioning. So why does positioning matter? Positioning matters because your traffic becomes much more easy. Okay, traffic becomes much more easy if your offer is positioned right as the only one. So big mistake people make with traffic is that they only rely on one. One is the worst number in business. Why? Because something happens, your business goes down because of one traffic source. Okay, and I know this because early on in my career, I lost a business that was very close to my heart. And I remember back in the day, I used to go to these cafes. And there's this one guy in the cafe, and I start talking to him, and I'm telling him every single thing about my business. And literally the next month, he launched the exact same thing, and he took all of my customers. Okay, because I was trying to get 1 or 2 or 3 customers here and there. He went right to the company, did a joint venture with them, and my entire business went just like this. Okay, so we want to have traffic, and what I've come up with is something called the MSOT formula. What does MSOT stand for? Multiple sources of traffic. Multiple sources of traffic. This is how you build a bulletproof business. a recession-proof business, a pandemic-proof business, recession-proof, pandemic-proof, competition-proof business. Is this making sense, everyone? See, now I have multiple sources of traffic. What do we have? It's my what other traffic sources that we use? Facebook ads, what else? LinkedIn messaging, Instagram, emails, TikToks, YouTube, of course, YouTube, solo ads, JVs, events, sponsorships, other people's events. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're adding a new one with affiliates. That's 11 traffic sources. If Edin tomorrow wanted to go out and compete with me, how are you going to do that when I have all of this, right? By the way, Facebook doesn't like it for whatever reason. They shut me down. Guess what happens? I've got all these traffic sources. Yes or no? Here's the thing. My best traffic source and the one that I'm always working on is emails. Why? Because this is the one no one can take away from me. Yes or no? Some of you have become my customers for the first time. Hopefully you have got thousands of dollars worth of value and my time and my energy here. Some of you have gone on to invest lots of different things with us in the last few days, today. Some of you will stick around for the next 5 or 10 years. I have people that I send an email a day and they have been following me and they still get emails from me. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, but guess what? This is how you build passive income, stability and security, and an ever-growing business. This is what we want to have for you. When you apply and you get selected to work with us as a VIP, we will help you build your own MSOT traffic formula so that you never worry about when is your next customer coming from. Can I share this story with you guys? Personal story. A few days ago, I asked Ismail, hey Ismail, I want to basically buy this place, okay? So there's this penthouse that's on for sale. And I'm thinking, hey, you know, now as the recession is here, blah, 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 you know, now's the time to like just invest in my business and myself. And he said something to me and he's like, you know, one of those campaigns that you ran? I was like, yeah, because, you know, that campaign did about 300, 400K. I said, yeah. He goes, well, why don't you just run that campaign 3 or 4 times? Boom, you've got an extra £1 million. You're sold. You can buy the extra other penthouse. Is that cool or what? There and then I made a commitment. Hey, I want to run this campaign and we'll do it 4 times. Let's get it. Who's with me? So what happens is, okay, how many of you know who Dan Kennedy is? Okay, Dan Kennedy basically says, I think he talks about the Beatles or something, right? One of the guys wanted to buy a swimming pool. And the other guy said, like, how are you going to afford that? And he said, oh, I'm just going to come up. We're just going to make a new single. So imagine you want to buy your parents something. You want to donate to a charity. You want to do something for the world or for yourself, okay? Take care of yourself before you take care of the world, right? You want to buy this house. You want to pay off your mortgage. You want to buy this dream car that you've always wanted. What if it was as easy as, let me make more offers? What if it was as simple as that? And what if you started developing the skills to create offers? Because if you do, now you have an endless stream of wealth and cash flow coming in. Yes or no? Okay. When you start thinking like this, guys, you don't really struggle in being scarcity minded. You now start thinking, oh my gosh, what's the possibility? I can buy one house. Oh, what can I do? I can make this offer. I can do that, right? Everything becomes limitless. So MSOT, multiple sources of traffic. The next one, and this is, by the way, the final thing that wraps it all up, okay, is multiple MSOC, okay? MSOC stands for multiple sources of conversions. So remember how I talked about the formula to making money online, to building your business, is you gotta have traffic and conversions equals cash. Yes? Traffic, people coming into your business, conversions equals cash. What if you had multiple sources of conversions? So for example, I have what's called a 5-day challenge. Okay, 5-day challenge. How many of you guys think this is an effective way to convert customers into sales? Raise your hand. Okay. I have people that have no idea who I am come and spend 5 days with me. I promised an hour or 75 minutes a day. I've been doing about 3 hours per day. Yes or no? First thing is, am I over delivering? No matter what you think of this challenge, you're going to walk by and you're going to say, that guy over delivered. He could have done 1 hour, done. But you see, I created worksheets. I have slides. I have whatever, iPad. I'm going above and beyond. So this is a form of conversions. Second one is the VSL. Okay, we talked about this. The call funnel. What does the call funnel do? It brings people to me. Okay, it brings people to me. If someone has, you know, $5, $10, $20,000, most of them my team, you know, I have people that are setters, I have people that are closers. They will take over. Now, what happens is during these challenges, I'll step in for a little bit and I'll say, hey, if someone is serious, then I'll personally take the call. This is how I've been doing that. Yes. Why would I do that? Because look, I do these challenges, you know, once a year, once every 2 years, like this, in this manner. So it's okay for me to get on the phone, get to know Mahmoud. He just joined one of our VIP programs. Okay. Again, I asked him. He's like, nah, he don't know who I am. Okay. He's much newer than George. Is like, yeah, I know you for 6 years. I've been getting your emails, blah, blah, blah. You know, Mahmoud is like, I don't even know who you are. But he's like, he connected with me on something and he's like, okay, cool, I'm buying. So third one is what we call the automated webinar. Okay, auto webinar. This is a webinar. How many of you would like to sell courses online? So maybe say $500 to $1,000, $2,000. I recommend having anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 courses. Okay, $1,000 course, you need 3 of them, 3 measly sales a day to make basically basically 100 grand a month, which is $1 million a year income. Okay, and you have, let me tell you this, you have enough experience, okay, enough expertise in your life that you can turn your experience, your passion, your expertise, your mistakes. Okay, some of you have made a lot of mistakes in life. Who's there? Now you need to take those mistakes and that mess and turn it into a profitable message that makes millions, because that's an asset. Do you get it? Because guess what? If you now made a mistake, okay, and you're in your 40s, okay, so let's just say you've made XYZ mistake, okay, we're not going to go into, but let's just say you made XYZ mistake. Now you start making a video or a auto webinar or even a call funnel. Okay, this is the first funnel that we teach our clients to do, and we give them the tools, resources, templates, fill in the blanks, you do this. Now you go in and you make this call funnel, and in the call funnel you say, oh, by the way, this is a mistake that I made. Someone who's in their maybe 20s, 30s, or 40s, they look at that and say, I don't want to make that mistake. I need to come and learn from this guy. Does that make sense? Okay. And you could teach almost anything based on your experience and expertise and have people pay you for it. Okay, because there's going to be someone out there that will resonate with your messaging. Does this make sense? Okay. However, if you start comparing yourself with other people, if you start, you know, thinking, okay, you don't have the confidence or you've never done this, then someone else is going to do what you're planning to do. And in about 1, 2, 3 years, you're going to think, oh man, I should have really launched that course. I should have launched that funnel. How many of you feel like that right now? Okay, I know, because my team have been saying they're all mainly stuck at whatever they're doing and they need a proven roadmap. This is what I'm giving you guys, okay? Now, to close this off, you have MSOC, multiple sources of conversions. Remember, this is your funnels, okay? This is the funnels. This is for those of you who are totally new. This is your shop. People are coming into your shop to buy stuff. MSOT, multiple sources of traffic. Okay, you can have the best shop. You can be the best kept secret in the world. But if no one's coming, the traffic is the eyeballs, it's the visitors. This is the lifeblood of your business. Okay, you can have the best product. You're the best person. Blah blah blah. It doesn't matter if you can't get an abundance of traffic. Okay, if you can't get lots of people coming in, if this is making sense, just raise your hand or give me a thumbs up. MSOC plus MSOT, conversions plus traffic equals cash. Okay, one more thing that I'm going to add, just in case some of you are like a little bit more concerned. What is cash? Cash is money. Okay, cash, money. What is money? Money is a byproduct, a reward that gets paid out to someone who solves a problem. If you make X amount of money, that means you solve X amount of problems. If you make no money right now, it means you don't solve no problem. Does that make sense? What we want to do is we want to solve problems at scale without sacrificing our soul, sacrificing our values, sacrificing our life. The way you do that is by leveraging technology. The most efficient, profitable, simplest way of leveraging this technology is one word: having the right funnels. Who's with me, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, this is why, to summarize, okay, write this down, to summarize. It's a lot of notes. Stage one, you gotta understand before, during, and after of your company, of your business, of your idea. Doesn't matter if you're making zero. I know people here that are making literally tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, okay? So we wanna identify the who, the what. We wanna identify the funnels. We wanna identify the cost per acquisition and LTV. We wanna identify what are the different traffic sources, the traffic formula, MSOT. We wanna identify MSOC, multiple sources of conversions. And then to wrap it up, we want to include all of this in one funnel. And you start off with one funnel and you get yourself an additional $10,000, $30,000, even $50,000 a month. Maybe you're already doing something and it's working. Maybe you're getting a few customers here and there. Okay, most people that we've spoken to are making an average of, again, some people will make a lot more. You saw, one of the clients here, she just left a $1 million business, but most people, it'd be anywhere from, say, let's just say under $30,000 a month, okay? The thing that's going to help you scale is going to be having the right funnels. How many of you really enjoyed this? By show of hands. Okay, I'd love for you guys, write this down, okay? Send me a video review or a written testimonial inside of the Facebook group, okay? And we're gonna select a handful of people that have given us great reviews, and we're gonna be giving away some cool prizes, okay? I'm gonna announce it in the Facebook group in the next few days. You need to stay tuned for the Facebook group. What else? To wrap this up, we are going to, again, I'm going to be doing a bonus training session for the next few days. Okay, so from Monday to Thursday, 4 days from 3 p.m. onwards, okay, 3 p.m. UK time. We'll send out an email so that you can basically get cracking on with this. But I wanted to go through maybe a few more things in terms of taking your business to the next level, okay? Especially, so some of you have asked, Shaq, what are the different things that you can help us with? And I'm going to spend a few minutes going over this right now so that I can show you guys what's on available. Is that cool with you guys? Okay, cool. So some people have asked, Shaq, how do we go to the next level? Okay, how do we go to 6 or 7 figures? Now, for most people, okay, it's going to be this program, which is we're going to show you how to launch your own high ticket offer. Okay, what is a high ticket offer? Yeah. A high ticket offer is essentially anything that you can sell from $3,000 to $25,000. Okay. Now, if you're like, man, I want to launch how many of you want to launch your own courses, coaching, consulting? By show of hands. Okay. So keep this in mind. This is the program that's in for you. If you purchase this program, you qualify for it and you go through basically my team, they select you for this program. We're going to include, the marketing and mentorship with myself. We're also going to include this one, which is how to launch your own high ticket agency. and have someone else deliver all the work? How many of you would like to launch a agency and have all the work outsourced? Raise your hand. Let me see. Come close to the camera. Okay. Would you, when you get this program, we include the agency program and the affiliate program included. Okay. Some of you, I know you're affiliates. You know, you don't want to use your face, you don't want to use your name, you just want to be behind the scenes, send traffic, make $2,000-3,000 commission per sale. I got you covered, okay? In my past life, so to speak, I was a super affiliate, okay? So I understand, you know, what it means to do affiliate marketing. All right, so what do you get with the funnels agency in a box? These are just some of the things that you get covered, okay? I don't want to kind of go through every single thing because, you know, there's a lot, but essentially agency model structure. So George, what is the perfect agency model structure? Are you, so I'll give you an example. Ismail, you charge $16,000 and then how much percentage of ad spend? 15%. So he charges, write this down guys. He charges $16,000 or $6,000 a month plus 15% ad spend. How much is 15% of ad spend with the current client? It's around, so from day one, it's going to be making $2,000 a month recurring income. Do you understand what that means? Okay. And wake up each month, as long as the client is paying each month an extra $2,000 richer. By the way, that's on including on top of the actual management fee. So some people will do this model, George. Okay. So as I'm talking to George, I want all of you to kind of understand and make notes of this. Okay, they will show you the top money niches, agency offer research, client proposals, and contracts. Remember, I talked about, you know, what do you say to a client to get them to give you money? And by the way, I will show you some clients, like for example, in my business, some clients, especially when they're like small business owners, they're like a doctor or, you know, they've got some sort of clinic or whatever, they'll ask me, hey, can you write me a proposal? So I'm going to include my proven proposals in this program. Getting to your first 10 testimonials, setting up your OSS, blah, 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 and then productizing your service delivery. So how do you sell a service and then have the whole thing outsourced, even if you don't know how to do Facebook ads, right? This guy here does not know how to do TikTok ads, okay? But he's paying someone to run all of the TikTok ads, okay? Advertising insights, delegate and replace. So what else do you get? The templates, the docs, the cheat sheets. So all of the you know, contracts, every single thing that's required. How do you hire VAs that can get this done? What are the different outcomes? What are the different pricing? Are you going to do revenue share or do you just want to charge people up front? Every single thing that's required for your agency, this gets covered. An online community, so you're going to be part of a private Facebook community, online access. You're going to get 4 live Q&A calls. Okay, so we do anywhere from 3 to 5 calls a week. Okay, so how many times have you bought something and you didn't get the right support? Anyone? Okay, you're like, man, I bought this, I tried this, but I'm kind of scared. Well, guess what? Like I said, I wanted to create a no-fail system where, hey, day one at, you know, Mondays, we go through funnels and offers. You know, Tuesdays, we'll do Traffic Tuesdays. We'll cover Facebook ads, YouTube ads, whatever. Okay. Maybe we'll give you 1 day off, or maybe we won't. Okay. I'm kidding. Okay. We'll cover sales calls, how to close people for $10,000 programs, even if you've never, you know, sold something. Or even if you hate selling, how do you outsource all of your sales? Tech support. You know, I talked about, we're going to add a new one, which is not even listed here, social media marketing, with my right-hand creative director of funnels.com. Me and him, we're going to be charging clients anywhere from $20,000, okay, up to $50,000 for some of these videos that we're going to create. Okay, this is a little bit more advanced, like documentary style videos, but he's going to be the one, by the way, he's going to be teaching you how to create effective videos. Okay, and you can outsource the video creation and whatnot. Okay, the last one, which is, I'm really excited about this one. Okay, how many of you would love to partner up and position yourself as a funnels consultant with my company? By a show of hands. Think about this. Okay, imagine now, you know, everyone knows about funnels. Look how big this whole industry has become. thanks to ClickFunnels, thanks to all these other companies like GrooveFunnels and whatnot. Imagine now Mahmoud goes to a business owner and is like, hey, I'm certified as a funnel certification consultant. A funnel certified consultant, you know, you show your little certificate on your website, we'll give you a little badge, you put that on. Do you think you can charge a higher price for your services? Absolutely. Okay, so you're gonna get a partnership program with the funnels agency. Okay, so my own funnels agency. Okay, so you get also 6 month, 6 to 7 figure blueprint launch program going through. Okay, again, we have a community of people that will hold you accountable. As you can see, these are some of our students from all over. Okay, scroll down, live calls every week, people sharing the results. These are just like testimonial stuff, but this is how the program works. And I'm just gonna show you guys a little, posted a picture today, but I'll just show you the step-by-step plan. So I covered funnels agency, and I'm gonna just cover this one, okay? So this is basically the high ticket offer. So if you wanted to sell, you know, courses and coaching and high level consulting, this is the step-by-step program that I created, okay? The reason why I created this, I hired one of my main client success directors who's been with me for about 7, 8 years, came in and literally every single thing. So think about this, right? Like you're coming in, you just invested in this, you want to learn how do you make 6 figures, 7 figures. Starts with developing the right millionaire mindset. The tools, how do you shift your thinking? Okay, then I created this and then the done for you funnel setup. So imagine like you stay aside, me and my team just build you a proven done for you funnel. So all of your tech stuff gets taken care of. Is this powerful stuff? Yes. Next is the AMO framework. AMO stands for audience, message, and your mafia offer. Okay, if you don't have a mafia offer and your competitor does, he or she will get the money and not you. Okay, if your business is like, hey, I just do XYZ, I help people lose weight. Sorry, but that's lame. I help people get ripped whilst working out 3 times a week with no gym equipment. What is that? Do you guys see where I'm going with this? Okay, first one is lame. I help people lose weight. Second one is like, wow. One of my friends here in the UK, he makes really good money, has a great lifestyle. You know, he's a proper 6-pack training guy. He does training, right? His tagline is very simple. Basically, I help overworked CEOs and busy professionals get into shape, right? And so not just get into shape, like basically get ripped. Okay, so we want to identify what is yours. Next one is I created something called a story asset stack. 15 types of content you can copy paste model for instant authority, conversions, and effortless selling. How many of you would like to do the work once and then for the rest of the year just chill the heck out? Anyone? Okay. How many of you feel like, man, if I get on Facebook, it's a drain because I get sucked into seeing what everyone else does. I get imposter syndrome, comparisonitis. I'm like, I don't like it. I hate social media, but I know that's where my clients are at. How many of you feel like that? Okay. By the way, I go through this phase. Today, I go on. I don't usually get on, but I have to get on to see you guys. And I saw one guy and he's got 3, not one. Okay. One of my dream cars is basically it's called a Bugatti. Okay. How many of you know what a Bugatti is? Okay. Basically, it's like the stupid ass car. It's like 3-4 million pound. All these top entrepreneurs that I know, they have it. So I'm like, I got to get one. Okay. So I have it. I have a picture of it on my vision board and all of that. This guy today, okay, posts 3 of his Bugattis. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, oh man. And instantly I could find myself, I know that I'm jealous or I have any animosity or anything, but I'm now thinking about cars when I actually just go onto Facebook to talk to you guys. Okay. Now, by the way, I know I'm not the only one. How many of you get distracted very quickly and easily? Okay, well, guess what? With the story asset stack system, this is what helps me and protects my time, energy, and focus. I do the work once, and then we just automate the posting, okay? So I literally wrote this out, I think, during pandemic or before the pandemic. It took a little bit of time, but it's every single story. You know, Kevin, what I was talking about, you take your stories and you turn them into assets and lessons. Boom, guess what? All of them are now. They're there. and I give you the actual formula. So you can literally model this. Once you do this, you don't have to be a slave to social media anymore. We go through perfect selling system. How do you sell to perfect premium clients? What's the word for word scripts that you can use? How do you outsource all of your sales? So some of you are like, yeah, I want to make high ticket money, but I don't want to get on the phone to sell because I want to deliver to my clients. Well, guess what? You're going to get the perfect selling system. Email marketing secrets, 7-day email sequence, 30-day email sequence, a 12-month sequence. And I literally include something like 300-400 emails. Okay, even this, organic audience, traffic building, then we go into Facebook ads, we go into YouTube training and whatnot. This is all part of the training program for launching your high ticket offer, okay? If you are interested in this and you're like, oh my gosh, this is what I need. I wanna, launch my own high ticket offer. I wanna partner up with Shaq, I wanna do this agency thing, or I wanna do affiliate stuff. Go to funnels.com/VIP. Go and book your call today. So what's next is the training. You're going to get access to not just like online training, but behind the scenes in private masterminds. So when I do masterminds in the UK or in America, you're going to be able to get access to come and join me and my team. Okay. So sometimes I do them in my penthouse. Sometimes I do them in hotels. Literally, we have people from all over the world that come in from all different backgrounds, and you get intimate team coaching and support from me and my team. What else? Some people love live events. Okay. How many of you actually want to come to a live event? Okay. Learn in person. Implement in person. Okay. Me and my team, we've been doing events for a very, very long time. And I would love to meet you at one of my live events. Okay. So you get all of this so that there's literally no way that you can fail. And it's almost like getting multiple businesses in a box in one shot. Okay, this is what makes it so different. Also, what happens if you miss a call? You have a full training archive with over 100+ hours of training. But this just goes beyond training because we actually give you training and then step-by-step tools and resources. Okay, so we do again. This is some of the copy and paste swipes that I use. When I do expert interviews, how many of you know this gentleman over here? Anyone know who this is? Okay, this is Jay Abraham. He's known as the $20 billion man. Okay, so when I do interviews, when I do masterminds, I will share with you all of the best stuff that I learned. Okay, and I belong to a multiple mastermind, so you guys will get access to this. All right, let me go through this, and essentially it comes down to this. Okay. It comes down to where are you at right now? Who can help you get there? Not how do you get there. When you start thinking about how you're going to get somewhere, that confusion, the overwhelm gets the best of you. So it's not how. It's who is going to help you get there. Okay. And by now, if the last 5 days has proven something that one, hopefully you realize I actually care about your success. I actually want you to succeed, because the more that you succeed, the better I can put you in my books, and my events, and my new program, just like some of the case studies that you saw today. Who is it that can help you? And by the way, if you're like, you know what, this guy is not for me, that's totally fine. Hey, just go find someone. Okay, if I'm not going to be the guy for you, totally cool. Find someone that can help you. Is that cool with you guys? Okay, but don't stay stuck. Don't stay stuck. Why? Because I meet people just like George. Okay, I met him a few years ago. 6 years he's been following me. Today he takes massive action. Literally pays for the whole program on a single credit card. I'm like, okay, man, you go for it. Right? So follow a mentor that is already where you want to be. Okay. Learn and leverage their experience. Okay. Avoiding the big mistakes, the pains. Get faster results. Okay. And it really comes down to just two things. Should you do this alone, like you're doing right now? It's going to be slow. Hey guys, I wanted to just quickly jump in because I see some crazy echo going on here. And it just happens. Sometimes we have some tech issues. So guys, I just want to recap because a lot of you have been saying, hey, Shaq, how do I work with you? This is your chance right now. We shared what the offer is. How many of you get excited when you see an amazing offer like this? By a show of hands. Okay, guys, ladies and gentlemen, imagine if I helped you personally, okay? Something that I haven't done and I haven't even included, but every single person that gets enrolled, which is only 13 people right now that we're taking on from this challenge, me and my team will personally, especially myself, will help you craft your own high ticket offer. Do you guys remember I was just talking about Jamal? Jamal was the guy. How many of you guys remember Jamal Ahmed? You guys remember? We played him in the beginning. Raise your hand if you remember him. He was the brown looking dude. Okay. Now watch this, guys. Okay. He joined this challenge just for a few minutes, and then he had to like rush off. But before he did, he said to me, look at this. Can you guys see my screen? Hey, Julian, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Okay, look what he just sent me. He sent me a screenshot of 214,000 pounds. Okay, so I don't know what that is in US dollars, but that's maybe nearly 250,000 US dollars. Okay, so guys, he's done this literally from zero paid ads. Okay, zero paid ads, all 100% organic. Now think about, what were you doing in the last 12 to 24 months? What are the programs that you've purchased? Who are the coaches and mentors that you've gone through, that you've worked with? Because if you haven't got results like this, then now is the time to ask yourself the question, what do I need to do? What do I need to create? Who do I need to get help with for 2023? Okay. One of the things that we teach our clients is, as you create new promotions, you must always raise your prices. So we plan to charge around $20,000 to $25,000 for this exact same offer that you're seeing right now. Okay. So if you're watching this right now, you're here on the 5-day challenge. We're about to wrap up. And if you haven't yet enrolled, you haven't put down a deposit, or you haven't booked a call, then I strongly recommend you do that today, because this is your chance right now. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. I understand the investment is essentially one payment of $15,000. We discounted $3,000 fast action bonus for today, literally just today. Most likely by Monday, we're going to be increasing it to its normal 18K price. But I wanted to give you guys an extra fast start $3,000 discount. Also, if you need payment plan, we are offering just a very affordable $3,000 per month, where you can pay off over 6 months. Okay. So if you want done for you funnels, if you want high ticket coaching, if you want ClickFunnels, proven award-winning funnels websites, we can help you. Now is the time to secure your spot, because I can assure you and guarantee you there's no one else in the entire marketplace that's offering this to anyone. So look, it's been an amazing 5 days. Like I said from the beginning, it's not about information, it's about implementation. How many of you agree with that? How many of you agree with that? How many of you agree that you can watch endless videos, endless programs, but if you aren't taking massive action, then you're going to stay stuck? How many of you agree? And we can make excuses, you can make excuses, I can make excuses, but the bottom line is, if you don't take massive action in the midst of fear, in the midst of uncertainty, you're always going to stay stuck. So again, make sure that you go ahead and you book a call with my team. What I'm going to do, since I'm here live right now, we'll do some Q&A, and I'll open up the floor to you guys. How's that? Okay, so who has any questions? David Pasiorek. If you have any questions, let me know. David, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, I don't really have any questions right now, but I just appreciate your program. I like this challenge. Missed the first day, but I've been on a number of different challenges before, and it's got awesome stuff.
Well, I appreciate your kind words, buddy. And thank you so much for joining us. And let's see what other questions people are asking. Okay.
Hello, Rosmat here. May I know the 240,000 euro just now? Is it from selling of your course?
No, he was
Of your
selling
program?
his program. He was selling his program. So what happened was during the pandemic, he had lost his business. He used to be in a highly paid 9-to-5 job in corporate, and he lost his business. And what happened was, after he lost his business, he needed a mentor. So he was looking around. He had tried different programs before, and then he came across me. Okay, he came across me, and then he said, "Hey, Shaq, how can you help me?" And then basically he enrolled, and before I knew it, he's been taking massive action. He didn't want to do paid advertising. How many of you don't want to do paid advertising? Because sometimes it's like scary when you're starting off and stuff. Like it kind of sucks. Like you need a little bit of money. But so he was like, how do I do organic traffic? So what I did was I showed him organic traffic, how to use free traffic methods. And I gave him a bulletproof plan on how to make at least 6 figures. And he ran with it, and he's made over 214,000 pounds right now, which is a good chunk of money for anyone. How's that? Yeah. How many of you would be happy with an extra 200,000 pounds in the next 1 or 2 years? And so here's the thing, right? Like once you know how to do it, then you can compress it. So let's just say it took him 2 years to make 200,000 pounds, right? Let's just say $250,000. Now, because he knows what to do, he can compress it down into just 12 months, or he can compress it down into 6 months. So when you start thinking like this, investing $15,000 or 30K or 50K from my Inner Circle Mastermind program, you realize, hey, if you make 4 sales, 50K, then you've already made your 200. You've already made 200K. Yes or no? And the big problem is people think, oh my gosh, but who's going to pay me? There are endless people in the world that are willing to pay you. You have to be able to say the right things, have the right funnel, have the right offer in front of them. Does that make sense? And if you can do that, then you're naturally going to be able to attract the right people and repel the wrong people. So hopefully that answers your question, Rosman. Okay, next question. Holly, do you have any questions? Who's ready to get joining with us as well? Let us know. Okay, Janine says it's been a pleasure, everyone.
So just to confirm, the offer that you made is part of a coaching program, but the offer you've been talking about and showing examples of throughout in terms of your funnels and the agency part and the affiliate part, that's all included as well?
Yeah, so what happened was our main offer is how to create high ticket offers. So how do you get people to pay you $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 for your own business? Now, what happens is some people, when they come in, they realize they want to do that, but they want to have confidence, or they want to have an extra 100K cash or something along those lines. So then the natural question they ask is, what's an easy business model that they can start with? So then we say it's either the online marketing agency in a box / affiliate marketing. But there's really wrong ways to do that, right? There's like wrong ways to do affiliate marketing. When you promote an affiliate program that everyone knows about, then it's saturated. That's when it doesn't work. So because I've done affiliate marketing in the past, and I still do it here and there. I've made a lot of money with affiliate marketing. And when it comes down to it, it's not as easy when everyone knows about it. Does that make sense? Second thing, with the online marketing agency in a box, instead of you having to do the hard work, we've already found 50 different niches, and we've created 50 different funnels, and we've written the Facebook ads, and we've done all of those things. It's crazy. It's taken us like at least 8 months just to put this thing together. And now you can take those funnels, you can post them on Facebook, and you could go to any doctor, any solicitor, any lawyer, any attorney, like any person. And in that niche, there's 50 plus niches, right? You can go and get them leads, or you can just go and sell them a funnel. And anyone with half a brain will pay you anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 for a done for you funnel. Yes or no? right?
So
We have
in the
clients that
front
pay
end,
us.
we can lead with our offer, and in the back end, we can provide them with an agency automation marketing system that gets them the funnels or gets them the leads that they're looking for, and it can pay us a residual monthly for that.
Yeah, so the goal is, how do you have a marketing agency that you can bring an extra $10,000 to $30,000 a month? So if you look at Lisa Cohen, the lady from New York, right? She's 53 years old. She's been in it for 2 months. She's already got her 2 paying clients. There are people in this challenge right now. They've been doing internet marketing for 3, 4, 5 years, and they don't have consistent clients coming in. So now she's got 2 clients. This month, she's going to aim for another 2 clients. And then by January, she should get another 2 clients. And between those 6 clients, I'd be surprised if she's not making anywhere from 20K to 30K per month.
Understood. Okay, thank you for answering the questions. Appreciate it. I have a call scheduled with one of your team after this.
Okay, Julian. And where are you from again, Julian?
I'm living in New York City.
Okay, all right. So that lady's from New York as well.
Yes, perhaps in the same borough, who knows?
Yeah, nice. Okay. Angela says, I have a question about email marketing, but not might be the right topic. What's your question, Angela? Janine
No,
said,
it was about a cold email marketing campaign, but it has nothing to do with this workshop, so maybe it's not.
okay. Janine says, I'll be painting a lot of curb addresses. I'm not sure what curb addresses is. Okay, cool. Imagine the people we can help. Yes, 18K. Okay, guys, let's see. It's funny because, you know, university would cost you tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? And you don't have the ability to make this sort of income. So, guys, we'll do a couple more questions. Samin, what are the common questions that people have had for us? Let me know. And then Don is here as well. Donald Capri. Donald, if you can let us know what are the common questions people have had.
It's normally with affiliate. Everyone's interested in affiliate marketing.
Yes, I would say affiliate marketing is a big question, how to get involved with that and what the entry is to do that with us and with you.
So I'll give you guys an example, right? With typical affiliate programs, how it works is you can promote other people's products and you can make anywhere from say $50 to maybe $500. Okay. What we focus on is something called high ticket affiliate marketing. And our high ticket affiliate marketing pays out anywhere from say $1,500 to $5,000 and sometimes even $10,000 commissions without you having to sell anything, pick up the phone, or basically do any product delivery or customer delivery. And the reason why we keep it exclusive is because the opportunity is very fresh, it's very new. So I want to only work with people that are clients of us. So some people, they just want to like join and get an affiliate link and promote. That's all great, but we want to make sure that it's only for existing clients. So if you enroll in the 15K program today, or you put down 3K a month and you enroll, then you'll have access to promote our affiliate program. Does that make sense? Yeah, our affiliate marketing program is not open to the public because we're not in the business of looking for thousands of affiliates. We rather work with a handful of you guys, help you, for example, like Holly or Julian, if you guys join today, then we would help you and say, okay, cool. High ticket offer is one business model. Second business model is online marketing agency in a box. And then third is the affiliate marketing. And we'll help you with emails and automations and setting it up. So for example, like Holly, she helps people get rid of porn addiction. Okay, so she wants to create, again, I'm not sure exactly how much money you're making, Holly, but I know of people that are making say 50K to 100K per month in that niche. So that's one of the reasons why we would accept you as a client. One of the reasons why we have people booking phone calls is because I have to make sure that I know people in your space that are already crushing it. Does that make sense? So I don't want to, like, for example, Todd, who you met before, he came in and he didn't buy anything from me. He just went straight to $100,000, right? Straight. Like, and I told my team today, I said, when did this guy join my list? And it was like 22nd of November. So we can check on our autoresponder account when that person joined. And I was like, oh my gosh, like he doesn't even know me for like 2 weeks and he's bought my 100K program. So his whole thing is he's a brain expert. Now, as I'm going to help him with his brain expert program, I'm also going to, on the side, he's not interested in doing agency, but if he was, then that's there. If he was interested in the affiliate stuff, that's there. Now, the reason why I'm helping him with his brain stuff is how many of you know a guy called John Assaraf from the movie The Secret? Okay, so I've consulted John on his high ticket funnels and his team have reached out to me. So I help them, right? Now, I already know John makes, say, $10 million a year. So John is in the brain training niche. So now I can take some of the stuff that I've helped John and I know about his team, and I can transition to my client and be like, hey, I can help you with this funnel, this funnel, this funnel. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, so for example, Holly, who's helping people in the porn addiction space, I already know there's a challenge campaign, there's a high ticket funnel campaign, there's quite a few things. And I know of people that are making 50 to 100K per month. Now, if I didn't know anyone, okay, you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, me and my team, we've built like over 1,000 funnels. Okay, so like Angela, you need one funnel to get rich. Okay, we've built over 1,000 funnels. Okay, over 1,000 funnels. So if Julian now says to me, hey, I want to make 100 grand a month and this is my niche, then very quickly I can have one conversation with him and then be like, okay, cool, bang, bang, bang. This is the funnel you need. Here's the angle. Here's the messaging. Here's the offer. Here's the pricing. Here's the positioning. Here's how you're going to market, promote yourself. Here's the right partners you can have as joint venture partners, affiliate partners that can promote you. Do you guys see the value in this? This is the kind of stuff that no one else is going to give you. Okay, I will give you this. This is the stuff that will give you an edge. That's why you see people like Todd. He literally clicked on an ad, guys. No, he doesn't even know me for 2 weeks. And he's bought my $100,000 program. Okay, now, just so you know, we're not accepting anyone in the 100K program right now. So even if you had the money, you can't join this. However, we do have 3 spots for our inner circle mastermind, which is $50,000. It comes with multiple done for you funnels. And that's if you want to work with me directly for the next 12 months. So we have 3 spots for that. And then we have the 80, it's an 18K program, but for this weekend today, we're giving a fast action bonus of just $3,000 discount. So if you want in, today's the day. Speak to my team. Even if you put down a deposit, whether it's $1,000, $3,000 deposit, at least you can secure your spot in. By Monday, if you come and see, hey, why are all these prices up? Oh my gosh, like how did Shaq just increase the price for everything? And then you're complaining to Samin or Donald or Mehroz. This is just how our business works. So I want to incentivize you guys to take massive action. And that being said, guys, if there's any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to wrap it up. Okay, cool.
Just to confirm, is everybody having the same start date, or are we starting individually?
It's a rolling program, so it's always starting. We run special offers. So, for example, any time of the year, if you went to the page, you would see that same offer being sold for $18,000. So, just for today and tomorrow, I told my tech team, go change it to 15K, add 3K per month. And then probably by Monday, we're going to most likely take that off or something like that.
Understood. Okay.
Do you have any kind of funnels in the oil field?
Funnels in the oil field, it depends what you're trying to sell in the oil field. Janine says, I think I'll be selling all I can this weekend. Offer up. Here I come. Janine, great job. Maybe speak to Samin, Janine, and just put down a deposit or something. Cam says, is this the only offer you're offering, or is there more than one? Cam, we have a couple of different offers. We have a program as well that's that doesn't include like the done for you funnels, which is $6,000. It's our digital marketing certification. We're going to include the SETA certification as well, the SETA agency, where you can type and text, make $1,000 to $8,000 a month. That's going to launch in January. That program is $6,000. So if you want in on that, Cam, check it out. just speak to someone from my team and then just say you're interested in the 6K. The reason why we recommend everyone for the 18K or 15K offer is because that's our signature program. That's where everyone starts off. Some people, where they have more money, they like Todd, they'll be like, hey, what can I get for the 50K or what can I get for the 100K? Boom, they'll come in straight at the top. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, let's see. Any other questions right now? Do you have any funnels for developing life insurance and financial services business? That's what Brenda says. Yes, Brenda. So we have this, and essentially financial services is what we call the call funnel. Okay, so the call funnel is essentially where you get booked calls, people come into you, and then they book a phone call for high ticket services. So for example, the sales funnels challenge, let's say it's a $47 program, that's called a low ticket funnel. Does that make sense? Whereas when you sell insurance, financial services, real estate, these are things that's $2,000 and beyond. And that's why you need a high ticket funnel. Does that make sense? So yes, Brenda, I'm not sure if you've spoken yet, but Brenda, where are you from, Brenda? Make sure you get in touch with Samin or Amanda. And then Mr. Transaction Engineer. Okay, his question is, have you done any real estate funnels? Yes, Mr. Transaction Engineer, we have done real estate funnels. And one of my friends, she is really big in the real estate niche in America. Right now, she's doing over $1.5 million per month from her one funnel. Okay, so imagine if Angela was in real estate and Angela came to me and said, hey, Shaq, do you have a real estate offer? Would I be able to help Angela? Yes or no? Because I have direct access to see what's working. Does that make sense, guys? How many of you have heard of the formula funnel hacking? So unless you're not a funnel hacking nerd like me and you haven't built 1,000-ish funnels over 10 years like me, which most people haven't, okay, then you wouldn't know these things. But you can tell me any niche. And listen, if I can't help you, we straight up tell you, hey, we can't help you. But if someone's asking me, can you do real estate funnels? I know the lady that sells real estate coaching. She just like sells a digital product for $24,000 and she makes $1.5 million a month. I have a funnel, her emails, her campaigns. So if I can build you that, Mr. Transaction Engineer, right now, would that be worth 15K, 30K, 50K? Does that make sense? So that's how you have to look at it, right? It's like, because what you're buying is essentially my expertise, my proven funnels and my formulas. Let's see, any more questions? What other questions? Okay, guys. I think we're going to wrap it up right now because you guys have had some amazing questions and we've gone on for a while. Guys, I just want to say thank you very much. Keep an eye on your emails because we are going to send some crazy bonuses just because we always want to go above and beyond. If you, how many of you have booked a call with my team by a show of hands to enroll in one of our programs? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, guys, take action today. Put down a deposit. Tomorrow, when I wake up, I'm going to be emailing all of my leads. Okay, so there's like 1,000 people that registered for this. 100 people showed up. Everyone's going to get bombarded with text messages and emails and Facebook messages. Okay, so I'm pretty confident we're going to sell out all 13 spots. There's 3 spots for the 50K inner circle. That's when, if you want me to work with you, okay, this is for people that want to make at least $250K to $1 million in the next 12 months. Okay, and I will help you get there. Otherwise, I will work with you for free. Okay, so it's a irresistible offer. And then we have 10 spots for the 15K offer. Okay, we usually open up 1 spot for the 100K. Boom, the guy came in, paid, he joined the $100,000 program. He's in. So, you know, out of integrity, I'm not going to really offer that to anyone here. You guys with me so far? Okay. The next best thing is either join the 15K program. You know, when you look back, okay, you're going to spend $15,000 on a half decent car. You're going to spend it on useless couple of holidays. 15K goes down the drain. But when you can invest 15K or even $50,000 into yourself, into your own education, that will pay you for the rest of your life. Okay. When I was getting started in 2009, 2010, as a 21-year-old kid, okay, that's what I did. I invested $45,000. I didn't have no money. I borrowed, I begged, I like asked every single person. You know, most people said no. Some people said yes. I scrounged every single dollar I could. But that $45,000 turned into $30 million before I turned 30 years old. So I'm not saying that you're going to do the same. All I'm going to say is, what if the last 12 months, the last 2, 3, 5, 10 years hasn't worked out? But 2023 is your year. 2023 is the year you finally build up the courage, you build up the confidence, you tell yourself, hey, I'm going to go find a mentor, I'm going to go find an expert that's going to really help me, and I'm going to go all out. Even if things haven't worked out in the past, it's not your fault. There are endless fly-by-night coaches, consultants, you know, people that look so pretty on the outside, but when you buy their systems, it's just one hurdle after another. And at the end of the day, if you aren't making money, for example, like Jamal, or you've probably seen at least 20 to 30 testimonials just during this 5-day challenge. So with that being said, I want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for my team, Amanda, Samin, Mehraz. Okay. God bless you guys for being here. And Mikey's up late night, making sure the audio is right. I've seen Hamza there, Amanda. Okay, guys, God bless. Go ahead right now, make sure, and also leave me a review in the Facebook group, what you thought of the challenge funnel. Just give us some feedback. What's your number one big takeaway? What did you enjoy? I'd really, really appreciate that. As you know, we spend a lot of time doing this. Other than that, guys, God bless, and we'll catch up with you guys soon. Thanks, everyone. See you guys.
Have a good night, guys.